semifinals. Liren versus Magnus Carlsen, Saturday, May 2nd. The match starts in about 7 minutes. And tomorrow is the final between the winner of this match and Nakamura. And then on Monday is my match with Eric Rosen at 4 p.m. Eastern, obviously. Then May 5th through 10th is the Nations Cup, which has the U.S., Russia, India, China, Europe, and the rest of the world. Very suspicious. Each team has 3 people and then 1 woman. And then there's 1 person and 1 woman alternate. And it lasts for 5 days. I think the finals, I think it's a knockout at the end. I'm not sure. And then on May 9th, which is a Saturday, we're having our big tournament here, which has over $1,400 in prizes. It starts at 4 o'clock on May 9th, and you could enter at 3 o'clock. It's like the last tournament we have, except more prizes, more rounds, more players, and the time control has changed from rapid to blitz. Instead of 10-2, it's 10-0. And, more cheating, obviously. Okay, Bishop takes subscribe. Good. I guess we'll have to refresh so we can see the stream. When did the chess tournament restart? That question doesn't make sense. All right. So the game starts in about 6 minutes. What does the star mean next to my username? There's no star next to your name. That's not how you spell Ben. Go Ding is correct. Let's see. We got Ding and we got Magnus. There they are. Those are the guys who were playing. And so forth. And there you go. Finally online. That's not how you spell Carlsen. Yay, $4. Thanks, Xenoid. You're the best. That is correct. The mistakes are waiting to be made. Greetings from Greece. Hello. Could you move the horse C1 for me? Hello. Okay, etc. Good. You guys are doing good today. So Magnus tweeted, this is the first time he thinks in about 10 years he's not the favorite in a match. Sounds about right. Prediction, I guess Ding wins a close match, 2.5, 1.5. That's my prediction. And then we just have to hope that Ding wins tomorrow. Probably Magnus will play better openings today, but, it's harsh. Magnus is top 500 player for sure. Yeah, so is Ding. I wrote go bet on the Chess 24 chat, and you started streaming. That is correct. Go China. I'm not sure which China you're thinking of. Magnus is the worst chess player in history. How about that? Carlsen wins 3-1. Ding, ding, ding is correct. Ivanchuk will be commentating in Russian. Nobody at all subscribed. No, not nobody. All right, we need one more 100 cent to do or subscription so we can get a train. Something. Let me see if we're getting close to 1,800 again. Oh, we have over 1,800. We're always going up and down. That's what she said. So, say my name, say my name. My name. All right, will we get one more sub or 100 cent to dues to get the train going? All right. The scam train. 200 cent to dues from Jay McGrath. People of the world, join in. Join the scam train. That's right. My match with Rosen is May 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And so forth. I think Mubot has to change the current match score. 25 cent to dues. That helps the train. Thank you, mister. Yeah. So I'm guessing Chess 24 will get a lot of viewers today since Carlsen's playing Ding. I guess a lot of the people in China don't have access to chess 24 because they block the internet there. So otherwise, chess 24 would be crashing all the time, I guess. Yay, 97 centidues. Thanks, Trying to Learn. Go Trying to Learn. Hey, Trying to Learn, can you fix MooBot? It says the current match score, but it has yesterday's match score. So can you change it to Carlsen Ding or somebody? Usually Meepex does that, or the other guy who's Meepex. Who's the other? Twitchy. One of them does that. It's Meepex. Also, Karen does it. Yeah, I see how MooBot gives the score from yesterday. Yeah. All right, now I don't know what's going on. Now I'm getting confused. Yeah, there you go. Magnus Ding. Good enough. Yeah. A stream that's not 3 FPS. That is correct. What are we, 4? Yeah. They are banned. Somebody was complaining that when Magnus comes on the stream on Chess 24, probably from his house, I guess, that his microphone isn't the highest quality. Or maybe his internet isn't good. I don't know. It seems like he should have good internet and good microphone since he's Magnus. Yeah, his webcam's worse than a potato, but potatoes are pretty good, especially nowadays. So I wouldn't complain about potatoes. Thanks, Collodian. You're the best. 322 centidues. Good. Well, the thing is, he was busy having a ham sandwich in his mansion. So, also his caddy told him that a checking account is where poor people put their money improperly invested. So, Sand subscribed. Good. Thank you. 1999 from Puzzle Pawn. Tournament on Saturday, May 9th? That is correct. At 4 p.m. 5 sections, huge prizes, etc. Mainly etc. 10-minute with a 0-second increment. It's Norway. That's correct. Yeah, MooBot knows what's up. Thanks, Safari51. All right, the game should start in a minute. Magnus is white the first game. Same as yesterday. They play 4 games. If it's tied, they play 2 blitz games. If it's tied, they play 2 more blitz games. If it's tied, they play Armageddon. So the match is either 4, 6, 8, or 9 games. Yesterday's match was 6 games, and so forth. All right. You guys can legally open the chess center. I have no idea. I'm guessing no. Whether we can legally open it or not, it ain't going to be open for a long time. I'm guessing probably won't open in 2020 if I was the betting man. Yeah. Go Nightbot. Tell them to sponsor. Can they cheat? I hope so. So far, nobody's been cheating this tournament. All they do is blunder. So I don't think there's been any cheating. They gotta learn how to cheat if they're not cheating. If you cheat on May 9th, you'll be banned. Your children's children, chess.com will ban you, and we'll call the police. And Sting will come over and yell at you. Sand Dune, 202 centidues. All right. Push to pawn says yo. So Magnus is white, played d4, and then d5 was played. I guess Ding plays bishop e4. Oh, okay. Magnus played bishop f4. So. All right. So Magnus playing for equality. e6, bishop d6. Good line for black. Thanks for the 999, Dr. Chess Gremlin. Let's get that train going. It's a boring opening. All right. So Magnus has 4 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess he could play knight e5. I didn't think of that. Knight e5 would surprise me. The other 4 moves would not surprise me. Sting the wrestler. That is correct. Except for one thing. Bishop g5. Probably they'll repeat. Oh, wait. Giri's not playing. Never mind. 200 centimeters from Cookie Munster. Cheese. All right. Bishop g5 was played. Confusing the audience. This seems like white's a tempo down from like a... Okay, play bishop e7. I was going to say, in this position, which I just made up, it would be white's move here, but in the game it was black's move. And instead, he played bishop e7. So now black's a tempo down. Confusing the audience. I think this black's not a tempo down because it could have been like this. Here, here, here. Yeah, so basically they both just have 10 seconds more from this position. This is the same position, but they've made extra moves, so they're closer to the time control, which doesn't exist. They do have 10 seconds more, though, each. All right, so bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, bishop d3. So now we went from a London to a Torre attack, confusing the audience. Not named after Eugenio Torre, your favorite Philippine grandmaster, but Carlos Torre, a Mexican grandmaster from the 20s and 30s. 100 centidues, hooray. Go Hype Train, we're at level 3. We can do it. Welcome to all the viewers. There's 550 of you, if you can call yourself viewers. This is semifinal number 2. The winner of this match plays Nakamura tomorrow in the final. The winner of the final gets 70,000 US. The loser gets 45,000. And the losers today and yesterday, Caruana, get 30,000. Nakamura had a funny tweet yesterday, not understanding what a free roll is. He said, tomorrow I'm free rolling for $25,000. That was a funny tweet because second place is 45,000. So the winner gets 70,000. So he called that free rolling for 25,000. That's very funny. Mr. 8658 gifted 5 subs. Thank you. Naka's funny. All right. You know, Naka will give his money away to the stock market somewhere. Some scheme, some get rich quick scheme. Okay. B6, and then he's thinking a lot. So the important question is, will black play bishop e7 or bishop a6? The answer is fries. I like bishop e7, so my knight can go to e4. Yeah, we're level 4. Thanks for all the subs, mister. We're getting close to the most subs we've ever had. It's possible on this stream we'll get to 1,900 subs, which we've never achieved. So we have a chance to have the most subs ever when this stream is over. We have a chance. Let's see. Yeah, Karen will be here in a few minutes. She had to make herself all pretty. Let's see. Engine says bishop f4 again. I like the way people ask for stock advice from Nakamura on his stream. That's a good idea. That's smart. And so on. Do you want Fabi to win? Well, everybody wants Fabi to win. Even Hikaru wanted Fabi to win, so he feels bad. Iran Hyperion gifted a subscription. Good. What shirt? Never play F6. No, never play F6. No, etc. Well, I mean, we sort of all want to see a Magnus Naka final, but, you know, that shouldn't, doesn't change who we root for. All right, so he played Queen E2. Now bishop A6 would be really bad. No. Now Magnus will not play H5 today. That is correct. Bishop B7. He wants to play knight E4. Could preface it with knight here and pawn C5. And this is the most equal of positions. I'm assuming, based on the way the moves are coming in, that Magnus is about 2 minutes behind on the clock. Somebody in the chat said, what's the score so far? And the response was 0-0. That's correct. All right, we made it to level 5. Hooray. Go level 5. Yeah, we got a lot of subs already today. That is good. 638 viewers. We'll probably get 1,500 viewers today. People like Dang, people like Magnus. Okay, Magnus traded the bishop for the knight. He wants to play a quick e4. He could play it now. He could play c3 first and then play e4. Nobody knows, not even Magnus. Thanks for the raid yesterday. Well, who did I raid? What? I raided somebody? Mm-hmm. Iran Hyperion gifted a sub again. A quickie e4, not for what? Turned down for what? All right, so Magnus gets nothing out of the opening as usual. He doesn't really care. He just wants to play, like in the movie Color of Money. That is correct. Magnus is not losing. He decided to play solid today. Decided to be slightly less silly. Slightly, just slightly. But yeah, he must be 3 minutes behind on the clock because he never moves. Yeah, and somebody just said he's down 3 minutes. That is correct. Go Ding and Magnus. So let's spam the chat because you guys like spamming the chat anyway. Who's going to win this match? Ding or Magnus? Ding or Magnus? In the chat, spam that chat. Who's going to win the match? Pat Buchanan. Let's see. Magnus is winning. Then there's a lot of dings in a row. Then a lot of Magnus. They're coming in droves. Nakamura, it says. Ding. Looks like Magnus has a slight lead. A lot of dings, though, but Magnus has a slight lead. Kasparov, it says. Ginger GM, Ferrugia. Some of the answers aren't right. Ariana Grande. Some of Anand, Pat Buchanan, Morphe. Some of the Mike Cummer. Mike Cummer spelled wrong. Damn. MVL. Man, MVL had a bad tournament. God, 8th place. God damn. Lawrence Trent. Yeah. Ashley Larry. That's a good answer. You didn't say which Clinton, so I don't know which one. Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mike Tyson, Nigel Short, Ken West, Joe Biden, Danny Wrench. 999 centidues, Magnus. Go Magnus. All right, we're almost at the end of the train. Billy Zane, Epstein, it's good. Please donate to Naka. Cash Pay wants me to donate to Naka. Naka needs the money. All right. Many Ants is putting terrible stuff in the chat. Cookie Monster, 200 centidues. All right, did they make any chess moves? Okay, H4. That's the world that we live in now. Everybody plays like I'm playing a 1 minute game. I mean, I do this stuff when I'm kidding, and now it's the main lines. Okay, so that's a silly move. 97. I guess Magnus doesn't think it's silly. He's being serious now. Okay, knight G5. Yeah, that doesn't work, that kind of stuff. Black hasn't done anything wrong. Black has the 2 bishops. Black castled and white didn't. So H6 is fine and G6 is fine. Either move is okay. Yeah, so I mean, this is just silly. All right, so Magnus decided not to play totally normal today, just a little normal. All right. Bishop takes H6 coming. Let's see, this bishop can't go to H6. So you mean like this pawn goes to H6 and this bishop takes it? All right. H6 was played. I guess he'll play. Oh, he played F4. Okay, that's a strange move. So basically, Magnus is playing the way I play in 1 minute chess, which probably isn't a good idea against Ding. You don't want to mess around with Ding. Ding's a serious player. So he's just going all in. And Magnus, I mean, doesn't play like this when he plays slow chess. When he plays slow chess, he tries to be up 0.1 out of the opening, 0.2 in the middle game, 0.3 in the late middle game, 0.4 in the end game, then he wins. In this tournament, he's just playing like a lunatic. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that's not how Magnus plays chess. So he's like changing his style because it's 15 minute, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Black hasn't done anything wrong. Black has 2 bishops. White hasn't castled yet. And this is good for 1 minute chess. I mean, I would take White here in a 1 minute game for sure. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess he just can't help himself. He has to play sort of strange. All right. So, I mean, Black has a lot of good moves, I think. The engine likes bishop e7 because it doesn't want knight h7 to take the bishop. Queen c7 is okay. King h8 is an engine move. G6 is very silly. He's not going to play G6. That's one of the engine moves. That's silly. So yeah, Magnus is going to just go all in and then, you know, see what happens. Always go all in. So not a normal kind of, you know, slow game for Magnus. Yay, we made it to level 5. Good. And I don't know which train we got. I don't know. I don't understand how the train works. Anyway, Magnus decided to put it in H. Something most of you guys can't do because that's a tier 3 sub. Put it in H. Can one see the time for each player possibly? Not on my stream. You can go to Chess24 and see the time. All right, so the engine likes H4, F4, rawr. Very engine-esque, not very Magnus-esque. This tournament with Magnus has gone crazy. It hasn't worked out because that's not really his style. But okay, F4 is going to gain some time on the clock, so that's good. C5, C3, and Dao Ting has to figure out how he's going to thwart the attack and how he's going to get counterplay. So yeah, basically this is a Leningrad Dutch reversed, where this stupid bishop isn't here. Okay, so he did play bishop e7. Now knight here doesn't win the bishop. This knight can go to f6 and then maybe e4. And okay, black's plan is to just push on the queen side, and it's not clear if Magnus is going to castle either way or leave his king on e1. If he leaves his king on e1, the rook on a1 is not going to play the rest of the game. If he castles, that gives black a target to attack his king and open up the queen side. If he castles king side, then h4 doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's not clear what he'll do. The engine wants to play g4 and continue with the mating assault and so forth. Mainly and so forth. Well, one thing's for sure, this match won't be boring. Yeah, opening the H file is exceedingly dangerous. It's not something you want to do. Get checkmated. Terrible. Probably after takes, even bishop h7 check is a good move, or queen h5. So probably a lot of winning was after that. He just played h6, he doesn't lose his h-pawn. All right, that wasn't Magnus, that was me. 109 centitudes, hooray. Getting checkmated is bad. Okay, he played g4, I'm sorry. Knight f6 is a normal move. Try to put the knight on e4 later. That's what he played. Defending everything. Again, Magnus could castle queenside. He could move his knight away and try to play g5, like knight here or knight here. He could sacrifice and play g5. He could play queen g2. So he's lined up with the black king. He could try to put this knight on e5. Lots of options. Anyway, a very exciting play. Not really Magnus-like, but exciting. Magnus went all in. He thinks he's playing poker. Yeah, see? He's got a pawn storm going. Yeah, it's pandemonium. Karen's taking her clothes off, so I'm looking over here now. Yeah, see? You're going to put that back on. You're going to be cold in here.
Oh, this was the wrong sweater.
All right.
It's navy.
So Magnus played h4, f4, g4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a vote. I told them to vote who's going to win the match. And they voted for like Biden and Obama and Buchanan. And there were some funny votes. Oh, this was a while ago. It's Karen, so they put your, yeah. There was a lot of voting. Okay, so we already had a train. It went to level 5.
Yeah.
And then we have 950 viewers. Now, normally when Magnus is playing on the, you want to sit? On the chess.
I gotta get my stuff.
Normally when Magnus is playing on the Chess24 Twitch, they got like 25,000. Where are all their viewers? 9.9 thousand Magnus is playing?
It's early.
Yeah, but I mean, the match, Now Nepomniachtchi is also streaming Hearthstone. He has 85. That's the world that we live in. Okay, after g4, knight f6, Magnus played a move I never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never would have predicted. Also, never. A3. What? I have a question. What? A3. All right, that's bad. The pawn should be on A2. So if he castles queenside, which I assume he will, the pawn should be back here. That's what we call a target. Because now when you go here, you attack the A pawn. A3 was a very strange move. I don't get it. All right. Normally, when they take on d4, you take with the e pawn. If Magnus was going to take with the c pawn, then he's stopping bishop b4. And then after bishop b4, maybe the knight can come in here. All right, so this is a very strange move. Queen g2, that's a more normal kind of move. So Magnus went rawr. Let's show Karen the game. Okay, so he played London, so it's like you're white.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this position, Magnus thought a while and went here, and then black went here. That's how you play chess nowadays. Now it's a Tory attack. And then Magnus took the knight, put it in H. Knight g5, f4, rar, g4, rar. a3 I don't get, and now this is and then he played bishop to d6. The engine's not a fan of bishop to d6. He keeps moving his bishop back and forth. Okay, and Magnus retreated because he wants to play g5. Yeah. And probably black will play knight e4 because that's one of the reasons you play the bishop here. That's a good square for the knight. A3, I don't understand that move.
Let me get rid of my gum.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so it's funny. Remember when I said maybe he played A3 so he could take back C takes D4? He did.
Right, let me see.
All right, so this is funny. So in this position, the reason Ding played bishop B4 is I said earlier when you take this, white wants to take with the E pawn, but now this pawn would be hanging. So he did take it. Magnus has to take with the C pawn. And now you can't play bishop b4, as I indicated. But okay, now you play knight e4. And Magnus played g5, obviously. And the engine likes white, because the engine thinks this attack's pretty good. This knight seems good to me. We got the c file. This rook is out of play. This king is no good. So, like, if I was playing, I would think black has a good position, but the engine says white has a great position. It loves white.
Somebody was asking why they didn't... why Ding didn't take the knight on g5. I was wondering that too. I guess it opens it up a few moves ago.
Where?
Several moves ago.
Somebody just said it?
Yeah.
Oh, I already answered that question. We were talking about it. Like, we were talking about like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, why would somebody ask now?
Well...
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you take the knight and I take with h-pawn, you just get checkmated. So you don't want to open up the h-file. That's just silly.
I thought that was why, but I couldn't actually see the
mate. You just get mated. I mean, you can't, even if you don't see the mate, you can't do it. You can't open the h-file up. Yeah. Probably if you take like bishop h7, check wins too. You can't do that. All right. And then the engine likes white, although I don't. I like this knight on e4. I like the rook on the c file. I like the two bishops. I don't like the white king. And the engine says white's killing it. The engine says white's great. All right, so there you go. White doesn't really have a mating attack. Black can just play g6 and block it up. And the engine, I guess, just thinks this bishop's going to suck. Because the bishop just sits there the whole game. And like that. Now white's threatening this pawn. Knight e5 was a discovered attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the engine wants to trade knights and then play g6. And then it says white's better because this bishop sucks. That is correct. Probably a draw, though.
Is white going to castle now?
No, white's never going to castle.
Scary.
No. Also, it's black's move, so he definitely won't castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. After knight takes d2, he could even play king takes, so he could get his rook to c1. The engine says queen takes. We could take it with the king. As in the game Magnus versus me, where he played king d1 and move his king around. Yeah. And then I resigned. All right, so the engine likes all these crazy pawn moves. That's the way you play chess right now. Ginger GM is resting on his laurels. Yeah, and that's why when I met him, I gave him a hearty handshake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You got it?
No.
Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, God.
It's a Blazing Saddles joke.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not a good joke.
No, it's a great Blazing Saddles. He says, "I present you with this laurel and hearty handshake." That's yeah. All right, Blazing Saddles.
If you've seen the movie, it's a good joke.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie.
All right, so knight takes d2, queen takes d2, Magnus, he'll play g6, obviously. All right, and it's the boring world of Niels Bohr. What's the time situation, people? If you can call yourselves people. Did you text me? All right.
I need to bring my stuff in.
Well, why?
In a minute. Well, I'm gonna have to do some.
You can wait till the game's over. There'll be like a 5-minute break.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's.
See,
cool.
yeah. See, timing is everything. 8 minutes to Ding, 7 minutes to Magnus. Good. Sheriff Bart. All right. So after G6, he played King F2. I probably would have gone to E2, but all right. And then it's going to be a trade fest. Oh, he played King F2 so he could play Queen E2. All right. He's got a battery here, I guess. I don't know. Not sure what Queen E2 does. All right, so this is a really boring position because it's all blocked and nobody can do anything. And obviously this bishop isn't the greatest, but it's a good defender. It's defending the key weak squares. He just wants to double up and trade all the pieces and agree to a draw. That's his plan. And the engine says white's better because white has domination of the white squares. Go white. Go, etc. See, now this is a Magnus kind of position. The engine says white's better. Black doesn't have a lot of counterplay. White has more space. This is very Magnus-esque. However, it's also a Ding position. It's solid, and Ding can just chill. Ding likes to do that. Sort of like Geary, but better. Etc. Go Mubat. Pat Buchanan will win. Any chance of a sacrifice on G6? I don't see one. All right. The engine wants to play King G3. What kind of move is that? All right, so he traded, and the engine moves are Rook A1 and King G3. That's the world that I live in. Strange world. I mean, he'd like to sacrifice and open this up. I don't see how. He'd like to, though.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Sacrifice what piece could even go?
Well, he wants to, be good if he could get in there, but it's needs some more firepower. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the everybody wants to sacrifice Magnus's pieces in the chat. Take everything. Rawr. All right. So he played Rook D1, Rook C8, Rook D2, infiltrate, Queen D1. All right. This seems pretty equal. Yeah. All right, and the engine says all zeros.
Hey, Felix.
The reason Magnus played Rook D2, I'm trying to figure out why, is he wants to play Rook C2 and challenge the file. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Anyway, I'd rather have white, but okay, Ding's gonna draw. Okay, he traded queens, and so on. Not sure what white's winning plan is. Yeah. I guess if my king runs over here, all right, well, that ended the winning plan I was going to suggest. I thought white could sack on G6 the knight and then take this and take this, but he can't now. All right. So this is just going to be a draw. All right. I don't see any way white can win. I guess he could go rook here, and sack on G6, which probably loses for white, but black can play rook G8, so then you can't sack. So he can trade rooks and play king F3 and E4. I still don't know how he's going to win. I'm not sure how to win. All right, I guess he could break through here. He could play, or I guess never mind. I thought he could break through, but after here you play here. After here you play here. This is a structure where if white plays A5 or B5, you just push the other pawn. So if this goes here, I go here, and if this goes here, I go here. So he's keeping it blocked up. Yeah, like the engine likes white, but white can't do anything. Like black just does this now, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the engine says white's +1, but there's no way to win. See, like the engine's actually playing a dumb move here. It's saying like here. That's ridiculous. He's just going to do this and this. Yeah. And then that's it. And you can't do anything. All right. Yeah, Magnus's idea that I mentioned, which is probably bad. After rook here, I can just play rook here and defend this. I guess Magnus could play rook f6, rook g8, and then move his king up here and play e4. I'm not sure what that's getting him. I might get him a worse position. Yeah, actually, that's a bad position because when I trade everything, I play rook c8 and I infiltrate. That's better for black. All right. Yeah, the engine really likes white. It says white's winning, but I mean, white can't do anything. So when you look at the engine lines where it says white's doing well, it's playing like rook here, rook here, rook here, rook here, rook here, king here. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It just likes white. White has more space everywhere and black's bishop can't move. But that's because the engine doesn't believe in fortresses. All right, man with cat subscribed. But when I came in, I brought a dog. He's cat now. The Simpsons. There's a Simpsons where Lisa's doing, has to get an extracurricular because she's failing gym.
Yeah.
So they go to where the gymnastics take place. And the coach is like Eastern European mean guy. And he says, "You all did very good today. You get cat back." And he gives the cat back to the girls. And then one of the girls is like, "Well, I had a dog. He's cat now."
Aww.
So, yeah. Yeah. And then they said, "He's so tough. He what's the word? When you leave the Soviet Union and you know, like from the 70s. Not immigrate. What's the word? What's the word? I can't. Defected. They said he's so tough. He defected into the Soviet Union. That was the joke. Yeah. Defect. That's the word. Yeah. All right. So the engine likes white. So the gawking rabble, which is you, and everybody is like, white's winning. Hooray for white. But super GMs like myself and actual super GMs, we don't see how white wins. So we think it's a draw. Who will win the match? Bart Simpson. Damn. Bart won, then Magnus, then Ding, then Martin Prince. Martin Prince is pretty smart. I didn't make the poll. So. Good poll. All right.
Hey, Drumstick.
I mean, he could play A5, B5 and get his rook in here, but so what? I don't believe it. Yeah, he played rook G8 like I said. Okay, now black's going to go back and forth here. Magnus was considering sacrificing here and trying to win. That might lose. And then Ding's like, nah, I just can't do it. Yeah, the only way to get in is, so the two winning plans are A5, B5, put the rook here, and then maybe sacrifice here. Oh, seems unlikely. And then sacrificing here, and then E4 is the obvious way to try to win. After E4, white could be worse. So I don't know. B5 is 800%. See this? Mm-hmm. 800%.
Yeah.
900%? Yeah. Exactly. Ding has 5, Magnus has 6. Yeah, the engine likes white because white's better everywhere. But when the engine says it's better for white, then you look at the engine analysis. It's like king here, king here, king here, king here, king here. You know, because there's no winning plan. It just likes white. More space here, more space here, more space here. All right, Ding's trying to figure out if Magnus has gone too far, and maybe he can try to get his rook in here. Then he'll decide that he hasn't gone too far, and he'll go here. Yeah, the problem with, if white plays here to take on b5, if you ever take on b5, I can trade rooks. So, also, I think after rook here, I could trade rooks and just give you a passed pawn, and then I just sit. 999%. That's a good percent. All right. Thanks, Rolo. Good percent. Ding has connectivity issues. No, that seems unlikely. Then it would say 1-0. Nietzsche Harasho. What does Nietzsche mean?
I don't know.
Draw.
Oh, yeah?
That's Russian for draw. Yeah. Well, A and B aren't going to get clear because black's going to play b5. So, all right, he played b5. That bishop's not very good. What would Lisa Simpson say? All right. So, a5, b5. All right. Magnus played Rook c1, because just to agree to a draw. All right, and they'll agree to a draw on this move, I guess. Oh, they played more than 40 moves. All right. One winning idea for white is to play king f4, bishop e2, take on h5, g6, king g5. Now, that probably loses for white, but it's still interesting. It might not lose for white because it... Whoa. What? He did that as a joke. Magnus thought that was funny. He did do it. Magnus thought this would be funny to take on g6. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to show how bad the bishop is. So he's down a bishop, but he does this and black can't win. He just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how black... And the engine says black's winning, right? Because black's up a bishop.
Yeah.
But the bishop can't get out of the pawn chain, so he just was his king. So Magnus thought he was being funny there. And they agreed to a draw. Or the repetition.
Well, it is kind of funny.
That bishop's not too good, is it?
No.
Right. All right, so that was sort of a boring draw where Magnus was slightly better, but not in too much danger of winning. But that was still funny. That way, if Ding pre-moves, then he wins. Now, one of the winning ideas I was thinking of, which obviously doesn't work, was move your king up. Let's move this king, and then sack here. I mean, wait a minute. No, sorry. Bishop here, and then sack here, and then g6, and then here. This was my winning plan. Mm-hmm. There's a 0% chance of working because it says black's up +9, but I was trying. I was trying to break through, but yeah, I was just kidding. All right, so let's go back and go forth. And then Ding was a piece up with excellent winning chances, but couldn't win. No, he didn't have excellent winning chances. Yeah. 1,300 viewers to do. Yeah. I mean, there were plans to try to win, but they didn't work. So, not the most exciting game, but, Ding defended well. White, pushed all his pawns up, and then they agreed to a draw. Pretty blocked position. Pretty blocked position. It's funny, if this pawn was off the board, see what I just did there? Mm-hmm. See? You can't legally win. Either side. Nobody could legally win. It's not impossible. Now, in a kids' tournament, both sides move their king into check and win. So, okay. But here, both sides can win because white can play e4. So let me explain. In some rules, FIDE or USCF, I don't know which one, if this pawn's off the board and somebody's time runs out, it's a draw because you can't legally win. But here, if the time runs out, then either side wins because both sides can win. FIDE and USCF have different rules about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's important. In FIDE, right, claim a draw without the e-pawn. Yeah, because he can't legally win. Yeah. Also, still theory. Anyway, very suspicious game. Okay, but Magnus doesn't believe in fortresses. Then he has a fortress. So, all right, now you can go do your stuff because there's a 5-minute break.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
It's Karen. Troll Ding when bishop takes g6. That is correct. Now, of course, in Scholastic tournament, black does this and wins, and white does this and wins. So I don't know. Still could win in practice, just not in theory. Right, sweetie? Mm-hmm. Karen agrees.
Pretty sure in USCF rules that if that pawn were not on the board,
mm-hmm.
and you can still win on time, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not.
Yeah, one of the rules you can and one you can't. Mm-hmm. FIDE you can't, and USCF you can, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, this guy says in FIDE, since nobody can legally win, the game's over. Yeah, someone can legally win here, but I took this pawn off the board. Then it was a draw. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think USCF you can still win on time.
I was playing a game in the last round of the King's Island with Eugene Perlstein. And in the final position, we had king in 4 versus king in 4 where you couldn't legally win. It was blocked. And then we laughed. We have a good sense of humor, something. Yeah. In some scholastics, yeah. We need a Karen agrees emote. Yeah. How many times does a king checkmate another king in your Scholastic tournaments? Every game. Rawr. All right, Ding is white in the next game. So Magnus did well. He drew the first game. And when they played their last match a couple days ago, there were no draws. Magnus won 1 and Ding won 3. So now we got, a lot of draws. USCF drawn material. That's it. Let's see. How am I doing? Great. Yeah, exactly. What are the odds to see another King's Gambit? 0%. Yeah, that's right, Loafs. Yeah, if the guy has forced mate in 1 and doesn't have mating material according to their rules, then you have to lose on time on purpose, so you draw. That's right. That is incorrect, trying to learn. That is not Blondie.
What?
Blondie, he said Blondie likes Ding. He can ring her bell. Ring my bell isn't Blondie.
No.
No. It's, you can ring my, maybe. Amnita something? Yeah. You can ring. That was popular when I was 5. I remember dancing in my kindergarten class with Angela Snodgrass. Or maybe it was 3rd grade. Maybe I was 7. You can ring my bell. Anita Ward. Yeah. Yeah. No, not Donna Summer. Yeah. Yeah. Anita Ward is correct. Yeah. That's right. If Blondie liked Ding, she would tell Ding to call her. Yeah. Anita Ward is correct. Yeah. It definitely wasn't Blondie. Frankly, terrible. Yeah. How about a correct emote? That is correct. Yeah, I figured out when Dave Chappelle said that, but I already forgot. Oh, yeah. When he was asking, I think it's What's a Badonkadonk? I think, in the, I Know Black People show. And then when the person gave an answer, I think I know what the answer was. Dave Chappelle said, that is correct. I think it was Neil who gave the answer. Yeah. Pretty sure that was the scene. Anyway, good skit. White is slightly better, just slightly. Incorrect. Yeah. What would Meatloaf tell Ding? I don't know. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I don't know. St. Louis Chess Club or Chess Club in Scholastic Center of Atlanta. Well, what's the question? Is pimping easy? Hell yeah. That is also correct. Yeah. A big Danny Kane would say pimping is not easy. That is correct. The way the guy said hell yeah, that was good. He really got into it. That is also correct. A lot of answers were correct. What do you drinking? Well, seems like somebody else is drinking. Perrier, obviously. Yeah. What's a chicken head? That's a bird. Lasts all day long. That is correct. Meatloaf would do anything for Ding, but he won't do that. Do you have movie recommendations? I do. Next question. What's a Lucy? Well, that's not what it is. We should start calling it that. Speak Italian, Ben? Spaghetti. Rigatoni. Roma. Firenze. And so on. Come on. Corona. How many books have you written? I co-authored 1 book. Tony Denza. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to learn. We have the right number of viewers for you. Scusi, abapri. You can't just speak Italian because you have a mustache. Your Italian is frankly terrible. Did you know Claude Shannon's birthday was 2 days ago? No! Shut up, you face. I didn't know that. Let's see. Guess the opening. Fries is winning. Let's see. Ding is white. Let's see. What does Ding play? D4? I mean, it won't be any of those, but Queen's Gambit will be the closest. Madonna Ciccone. Stop quoting Inglorious Bastards. Why? Sounds good. Let's see. My Italian's almost as bad as Pietro. Come on. Let's see. Shut up, you face. Mamma mia. Let's see. What opening do you predict? I don't know. I don't even know what he does on move one. Ding. Ding will play the English, and then Carlsen will be in anguish. Why isn't the English played more often? Let's see. New episode of Family Guy. Tomorrow's the new episode of Rick and Morty. All right, here we go. It's going to be a Rui or an Italian. Pietro's hoping for Italian. He gets it. Go Pietro. It's an Italian. Game started. All right. We've seen this a lot this tournament, especially yesterday in the Caruana Nakamura games. Two people who speak a little Italian, Nakamura and Caruana. Benissimo. That's right. Very quiet. Gioco pianissimo. Yeah, they're going to do the rest of the season, just the first episode's tomorrow night. All right, first game was a draw. This is the second game. Makes sense. Yeah. Magnus played d6 early. Good, good. I think this is where Hikaru kept playing a5, much to my chagrin. Mental Burton quoting Zap Brannigan from Futurama. Good episode. First the large women, then the petite women, then the beautiful women, then the large women again. Good episode. This is where we have our basketball court. Now, we know can dunk, but we have good fundamentals. That's more fun to watch. All right, put it in H. Rook E1. Here comes the knight, maneuvers in the dark. And it's the most boring of positions. No H5 for Magnus. No G5 for Magnus. Terrible. Come on, Magnus. Let's see. What are the chances Naka will be Carlsen in the final? Well, I don't think Carlsen's going to make the final. If Carlsen does make the final, then not good. I don't know. 5% right now? Yeah. Too boring. This is too boring. I agree. And you guys thought the Berlin was boring. Then this happened. Gioco pianissimo. Put it in H. So normally white does this and black does this. And sometimes they do this. And occasionally black tries to play E5 quickly, which is hard with the rook on E1. Sort of puts a damper on D5. Dun, 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 dun. The voice of Homer, who's Dan Castellaneta, also plays the robot devil? Good, good. Mm-hmm. Are you going to sit back here or are you going to do work?
I'm going to sit down. I'm just trying to...
All right.
I'm going to update the score real quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's updated, yeah. Half. Yeah. They had to change who was playing, and then they updated the score. Good, good. Why not knight a5 and get that bishop? After knight a5, to get that bishop, white generally does this, and we see that. So if black ever plays a6, then usually they play bishop b3 to stop knight a5 winning the bishop. That is correct. But now knight a5, they would play bishop b5. All right, who won this poll? They guessed on which opening it would be, and Fries won the poll. Sicilian was second. All right, good poll. A great poll. Yeah, where does the c3 bishop develop in these lines? The c3 bishop? You mean the C1 bishop? Wherever it wants to go. Sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes here. That's later. That's not now. All right, so he played a6. And now he'll probably play bishop b3 because of knight a5, or he'll play b4. Otherwise, knight a5 will be played. That's nothing to sneeze at. Knight a5 is, yeah. So bishop b3 is the most likely. Yeah. They said bless you. Yeah.
I'm gonna move my car, then I'm gonna sit down.
All right, so wait, they made a lot of moves somehow in 0 seconds. Those guys are fast. Okay, he played a4. So now if knight a5, my bishop has a2. Bishop e6, takes. Sometimes they take with a pawn. We took with a rook. All right. And white has a little more space. Not the most exciting position. Black can play for this knight going here. Black can play here. Black can play d5. Black can move his queen and then get his rook into the game. White's slightly better. White has more space. Not a big deal. Okay, knight f1. The knight can go here. The bishop can go here. Okay, so Magnus played d5. And Ding played bishop e3. And now Magnus can play d4, which is probably the move you'd want to play if you don't want to be slightly worse. Okay, he didn't do that. He took on e3 and played knight e7. That seems like he's going to be worse playing passively like that. Surprised he didn't play d4. This just seems like white's better. So rook is sort of strange. White has more space on the queen side. Okay, he played a5. Players are playing pretty fast. The problem with d5 is it weakens the e5 pawn. And this is why Ding played queen c2. He was anticipating d5, so he's protecting his e4 pawn before it gets attacked. His rooks are connected. He can play rook d1, opposing this queen, etc. PVT Vendetta subscribed. All right, white has a small advantage. It's not a big deal. Vegan for 2 years, 4 months, and 1 day. 8 draws and Armageddon incoming was what I was thinking, Jay Gans. It's not going to happen. That's what I was thinking. Luckily, I wasn't thinking Arby's. Oh my God, no. I like the engine suggestion. This is the first move. Rook c8 second, rook d8 third. Probably Magnus will do something else. Leave his rook here. How do I like being vegan? I don't know. I miss omelets. I could have omelets with fake eggs, but I don't know. I've had some weird breakfast dishes. I used to go to Original Pancake House and get, omelets and pancakes. Pancakes. Man, those were good. Now I can't eat fish with nothing. Knight g6. Good, good. Everybody put their knights together. All right, so white can play c4, which is explosive. Rook a d1. One of the engine moves is king h2. That protects the h-pawn some more. So if the knight comes in, we can kick him out. Typical idea. I don't know what he'll do. That's why he doesn't know what he'll do either. That's why he's thinking. Thinking, not his strong suit. Although maybe Ding is good at thinking. I don't know. 4 knights. What else? Let's see. You can make pancakes vegan, though. That is correct. But I can't go to Original Pancake House anymore. I'm saving $100 a week. No. Let's see. Nepomniachtchi has 91 viewers on his Hearthstone stream. That's good. Double up on the bubble up emote. I'm a vegetarian except when I eat meat. That is correct. Favorite non-chess game? I don't know. Pancakes. All right, he played G3, stopping all the knight moves. The knights can't come in. No. Followed up with King G2, protecting his pawn, or H4. Either way. The engine's not a huge G3 fan, but it'll make a big difference. Like G3 is okay.
All right.
Yeah, they move over. Otherwise, they can't see you.
They can see me fine.
No. Look at that. Some of your hair's not on the stream. Now, there you go. Now, yeah, there you go. Give that shoulder action.
What?
I haven't eaten for years. Starving is fun. Hashtag. Hi, Karen. Karen. Blind Karen. So this is funny. Yesterday, we were talking about The Pusher by Blind Melon, and then you guys were like, what, Steppenwolf or Blind Melon? We didn't know Steppenwolf, the original, so then we listened to that. And then on the internet, when I looked up Steppenwolf, when I looked up the song, it said when Mia Wallace is in the bathroom, doing, cocaine or heroin, nobody knows. And she said, God damn. I said, God damn, that's from that song. That's why she did that. That was the whole point. That my whole life has revolved around several of these things, and I never knew it. I just thought Noob Noob says, God damn. I don't know.
And when you first, I'm the one that first said, whenever you say GD on the stream, I always think of the Blind Melon song, not realizing that it was actually connected. We just found that out last night.
Yeah, so everything's a rich tapestry. All right, I'm Dutch. If I stop eating cheese and pancakes, they take my passport. What if you want to smoke at a pancake? Then what? That's right, confusing. Well, here's why she confused the cocaine with heroin. When he bought it, he didn't have the right thing to put it in. And she said, can I put it in a baggie? And he's like, whatever. So then when she saw it in his pocket, it was in a thing that was for the wrong thing. So she got confused. Now in the bathroom, that was her cocaine. Then when they got to her place, she had his coat on. I guess she was cold. And then she found his cocaine, which was heroin. The end. Yeah.
Yeah, Blind Melon really rewrote this song a lot.
Yeah, because Shannon Hoon put his own lyrics in. Yeah.
Whole first verse.
Balloon versus a baggie. That is correct. Fox Force 5, as in there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and we're foxes. And I would tell a joke, and each one. Oh, all right. Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you say this on stream? I can, but you can't.
Say what?
I don't know. All right. So A5, Knight G6, G3, Rook AD8. They don't move very often considering it's 15 minutes. They got to move faster. Yeah.
Why, thank you, Daniel Gomez.
Black could have a dangerous tactic brewing here. What is it? Here? This is the most boring position ever. Yeah, we could do the entire movie. That would be good.
Do what?
Say what one more time? I dare you. I double dare you. Do they speak English in what? What ain't no country I ever heard of. Let's see. You always seem like the nicest person on the planet to me. God damn. I said goddamn.
Oh,
Luke, Chicago, Illinois. Now, what do you do to every room?
I civilize every
I'll never remember the civilized. Luke, Chicago, Illinois, subscribed.
According to Sasha, is it Chapin or Chapin? Chapin.
Nobody knows.
According to Sasha Chapin.
Oh, so let me tell you this long, complicated story. Sasha Chapin last night on Twitter posted, the guy who wrote the All the Wrong Moves book, he posted, I taught my wife chess. She's been playing on chess.com, I guess. And she's won several games in the last 2 weeks. And then she came up to me and said, what is checkmate? Okay. That reminded me of 2 stories. We were in Al Ain at the World Youth, and Jerry Nash, who was the head of the USCF, there were 3 women who worked in the dorm that we were staying at, and they were, like cute young girls. So Jerry Nash was all over them, and he was like, let me teach you how to mate with a queen. So it was king and queen versus king. So we went to eat, me and Aviv and everybody else. We came back about 90 minutes later, and he was like finishing up the lesson. And they were really interested. They were like, and then mate.
Yeah.
So like in 90 minutes, like he finally showed him like what mate was at the end. And then one of the women said, I have one question. And he said, yeah. And she said, which one is the king? Right. That was funny. Now, a friend of mine had a friend, and that friend had a wife, and they were all gamblers. And the guy taught his wife how to play poker. And she played a poker tournament in Vegas, and she won. And when the tournament ended, somebody at the final table asked her, on this hand, some hand from like an hour ago, why didn't you raise when this happened? And she said, what's raise?
God.
So, yeah, what's the king, what's raise? And she won the tournament. So, all right, so rook d8, king g2. That defends the h pawn and also puts the king on g2. And this is not the most exciting. White has the slightest of advantages. See, white has more space and tic-tac-toe. Okay, queen c6, lining up on the bubble up. Always got to line up on the bubble up. The engine wants to play knife f5, actually for defensive purposes, because the queen, pawn, and knight are attacking e4, and we only have two defenders. This is a potential defender, and so knife f5, they can't do knife f5 because they don't have the emote. They don't have level 2 access. And then the rook is defending also. Normally you kick the knife out with g6, but obviously you can't here.
Right.
All right, so white is very slightly better, very slightly. Okay, so Magnus is like, get out. Yeah. Now, what would Rick say if he was tiny Rick after 97?
I don't know.
He'd say, let me out, let me out. This is not a dance. I'm screaming for help. I'm begging for help. Please just let me out. Let me out. Let me out. All right. You saw that episode. Tiny Rick.
I probably fell asleep.
Also possible. All right. So the engine wants to play c4, which is explosive. Knight takes e7 is what's actually going to be played. And then c4. And the game is pretty equal. Pretty equal. Yeah. All right, he played the move I said he would play.
That's the move I would play.
Yeah, rook takes e7, also good.
Yeah.
And c4, that is the engine move. Yeah, white has more space here, right? Yeah, the final frontier. I'm dying in a vat in my garage. And that last line was... what's a truck? 1,400 viewers a do, no donations. Boo, boo. Ooh, Nightbot, he got the quote right for the fries one.
I didn't see it.
About the fries, the Hamburglar, and that was good. All right, everybody donate $99.99 starting now. There we go. $999 from SC Cowell. We need several more of that. Have you met any actors? Probably. D takes e4. I predict D takes e4. See? That's why I'm a grandmaster. All right, and white has more space on the queen side, but it's pretty boring. Pretty boring. Now, this rook is sort of stuck defending this pawn. On the other hand, these two pieces are defending the pawn, so, not much to do. White can play rook b1, b5, and try to get some more space and advance and get this queen off of the e-pawn. So this is annoying. Yeah, but the engine likes white because white has a better queen side. Much more likely white will queen on the queen side than black. And I assume, based on how long the players are taking, that Magnus is down on time by about a minute. I would say 6 minutes to 5. You agree?
Yeah.
Anybody want to tell us? 100 centidues. Magnus retreating like a Frenchman, but he's Norwegian. Everybody has 9 minutes left. Very good. Queen e8. That's a very interesting move. Now, remember I was annoyed by this, and then Magnus did that. So Magnus wants to double up on the bubble up. He wants to play here, but he needs the queen to protect his pawn. So this is a very unusual move. Then he can double rooks, trade all the rooks, and agree to a draw. But that's a very passive move, not engine approved. The engine hates this move because it undefends the queen side, so black can play c5 now. So it doesn't. And then if you take, white's pawn structure is shallow and pedantic. Notice when the queen was here, c5 wasn't possible because you can't jump over the queen. Now, that could be annoying for my pawn structure. All right, and the engine doesn't care, it just says equal. He did play c5, very Magnus-esque. And it's going to be lots and lots and lots of trades. Lots of trades. They're going to trade pawns on the queen side. They're going to trade all 4 rooks. And it's going to be the boring world of Niels Bohr. So this game will also be a draw. c5 is almost explosive. That is correct. So it's funny because in the match they played 2 days ago, there were no draws. Ding won 3 and Magnus won 1. Now it's all draws. Exactly. All right, now if I was white, I would play rook d5, sacking the exchange because it's my stream. Then I would resign. All right, that's not going to happen here.
Yeah, what would you really?
Me, I would resign because these players are too good. Which Georgian GMs do you know? Well, since the guy's name ends in DZE, he means his Georgia, not our Georgia. So me and Zapata. That was pretty good, right? Yeah. Who are your favorite Georgian GMs from the other Georgia?
Hey, Clooney.
Do you like Galishvili?
I like the name.
Yeah. What's his first name for $1 trillion?
Galishvili.
Galishvili.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thomas. Tamas.
Really?
Thomas Tamas.
Okay.
So it's probably pronounced differently. Galishvili. Dave is correct. Yeah. See, now Murab, that's Guganashvili. God damn. Yeah. Can you do vacuum the board emote Karen? Tomasz is corrector.
Well, we only
Yeah,
have,
that's right, with a Z. I agree.
we don't have that many emote slots, so that's the issue.
My favorite Massachusettsian GMs. God damn. Joe Bava's not mad. Who's Joe Bava married to?
Joe Mama?
Close. Joe Daddy. Yeah. That's also acceptable, though. Yeah. What is a Massachusetts? All right. Best Kentuckian GM.
Banned for that joke.
That's right. If I request a video about a famous game and pay you money, what would be the best way to go about it? Email Karen, ! questions. Karen at atlchessclub.com. Gambit coin. It's like Gam and then Bitcoin. Very suspicious. Any Croatian GMs you like? No, because they're too tall. I can't see them. All right, so Ding was shocked by c5, so he has to think forever. That's what happens when you're shocked.
I know what I would move.
You could tell he was shocked by his facial expression. Ding was like,
My move is not the engine move.
what's your move?
I would trade rooks.
Rook takes d8? Yeah, that's an engine move right there.
Oh, it's a third listed.
Well, but they're all zeros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
definitely. Frankly. All right, so he took on c5. Now he's up a pawn. But, pawn structure's a little iffy. Where can you find my stream schedule? Nobody knows. Do you know any Slovak GMs? I only know Slovenian GMs. That's all I know. Right? Exactly. Who you got, Bartholomew or Shahadi? Come on. Well, the match is already over. Go, JB. He played Rook C8. Now the engine wants to play knife F5, right? And he did. Call that a knife. Now the game's interesting. White can play aggressively. Black can attack these weak pawns. This pawn's not too safe. White has the open file. It became triple-edged. So the game's still a draw, but everything can happen. Australian GMs, Sri Lankan GMs. Man. I prefer Jan, Svidler, and Sasha. Horrible. Man. That's like the Three Stooges over there. Does like Grishuk do this and then, is that what they're doing? Do you know any American GMs? I do not. I assume Alabama has no GMs. That is correct. Tanzanian GMs, also correct. Sack the exchange with Rook D5. Rawr.
Alabama has some GMs.
Yeah? What, you mean like the general managers of companies?
Isn't Stuart Rachel's a GM?
He's not.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, he's GM strength.
He's a champion, but okay.
Former U.S. champion. Yeah. In Soviet Russia, accent does you. Any GMs with dual citizenship? You mean like they challenged to a duel? That's the way he spelled duel. Like they challenged to a duel instead of, the D-U-A-L. Kim Jong-un. Now, I ain't saying he a gold digger, but he ain't messing with no Kim Jong-un. Rook C5, knife F5. Got to get the emote going. Those guys don't have the emote, so I have to do it. Now, I may be incorrect, but I think this is the second time this game he played knife F5 with two different knives. Right? It's knives out. Look at that. He put the other knight to F5, then they traded it here. Then he put the other knight to F5. And then his next idea is he's going to promote to a knight and then do it again. All right. So Rook D7, obviously. And the engine likes white because the engine likes this knight better than this knight. That is correct. Yeah, the engine wants to play Queen A4, putting some pressure here. Queen B3 is also good, defending this pawn and putting pressure here. Queen B1 is similar. And then black can take this pawn, and white can play Queen B6. And the truth hurts. I predict he'll play Queen A4 because that defends both pawns and puts pressure on the rook. And then the answer is fries. So based on what's happening the last four moves, Magnus must be like 4 minutes ahead on the clock. Ding's playing very slowly. Too many knives on F5. That's right. Now, according to Stewie, how does the life of the wife end?
I don't know. Does it rhyme with knife? Sometimes?
It is knife.
Oh.
The life of the wife is ended by the knife. I think she's got it. Yeah. You know Pygmalion, My Fair Lady?
I saw that a long time ago.
Yeah, they're making fun of My Fair Lady, which is based on Pygmalion, obviously. Frankly. Forks over knives. Who's the best player I ever played against? Karen. She's the best. Yay.
That's so good.
Yeah. How bad is Family Guy recently? Jesus, what is this, Spencer? And so on. The chicken or the egg. Chess 24 are 100 times more boring than Ben. That is correct. But that still means they're exciting. They prefer crazy Magnus over this boring Magnus. When Magnus went crazy.
Yeah.
They don't like this boring Magnus. Boring Magnus is Magnus. Crazy Magnus is like, Mr. Hyde or something. Right? Yeah.
It seems like
Ding is down to 30 seconds. That is incorrect. But that's
What?
wrong. That's just wrong.
Seems like E4 is going to be in trouble with Magnus's knight.
All right, so he traded on D7. Not engine approved. Queen takes D7. Rook D1, taking the D file. White's very active, but White's pawns are very suspicious. Lots of pandemonium here. And the engine says it's equal. Wow, the engine gives a exchange sacrifice. Rook here, rook takes knight is coming. Then after G takes, we try to win this pawn and mate him. I hope that happens. That would be good. Good.
Some excitement.
Yeah, if he does this and takes that, that would be great. Then the knife's on F5. Yeah. Who are you rooting for, Magnus? Wait, I don't understand that sentence. What? Who are you rooting for, Magnus? What? What does that mean? I don't understand. Has Karen played in the Karen Cup? She has. Named after Karen. That's right. Hyde is in Jekyll and Hyde. That is correct. Interesting spelling of Jekyll. Chess 24 stream is 5 FPS. Everything is choppy. It hurts to look. Who are rooting for? Magnus? That doesn't make any sense either.
I don't understand why their stream is so choppy.
Yeah. All right, here he come. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Rook d6. God damn. I said god damn. Recommended by Uma Thurman.
I like Ding.
You do?
He's a nice young man.
Too nice if you ask me.
Very humble.
All right, so Ding sacrifices a pawn because he had to. And queen d3 is okay. And he has good compensation for a pawn because he's got this kind of action. And also black doesn't have a passed pawn yet. But this pawn is weak. This pawn is weak. And then if black gets checkmated, he'll lose. So either black gets checkmated or black's up 2 or 3 pawns. And somehow it's equal. Not sure how it's equal. It's very dangerous to take this pawn because I check. The king has to go here. And then it's lined up on the bubble up. That's dangerous. The engine says it's still equal. That's dangerous. With the engine, it's easy to play a good move. When you're sitting there in front of a 2800 and every bad move loses immediately, it's risky to play any move. Rook c3, the engine says is equal, but that's, it's a move. Rook c3 makes sense, except it takes the pressure off of e4. So it's just attacking the queen, and the queen moves away. But he could play it. Black has to be careful here. He could get in trouble with his king. Some people would be afraid of moves like this and moves like that. Scary. Ding 330, Magnus 530. Man, that's a complicated joke, Himibo. Good joke. Looks like you stole it.
What joke?
The one Himibo said, what's it called when you teabag the New York Stock Exchange, sacking the exchange? Too complicated. What about us brain-dead slobs? You'll be given cushy jobs. Somebody said, what about rook d4? Then I guess I would take it, and then I would take with the queen, and I probably like white there. What are the current standings? They played one game and it was drawn. This is game 2. Those are the current standings. The engine says all moves are equal, but more importantly for Ding, Magnus is going to think 2 or 3 minutes in this position and Ding will catch up on time. Sort of like Fox Force 5. He'll catch up.
I don't know. Don't even know what Fox Force.
It's a pilot. See, now there's this thing called television. And on television, they show shows. And some pilot, some become a show and some become nothing. She was in one of the ones that became nothing.
Okay.
It's Pulp Fiction.
All right.
Yeah, they all get it. Blue Angels and Thunderbirds flying over Atlantis today. That is correct. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. The Orville? I never watched the Orville. I think my brother might watch the Orville.
Have you ever been to an air show?
No. I'm from the north.
I mean, it seems like there's always some issues at those. I've been to more than once.
Twitchy said, what does an escort say to her client? That is erect.
Hey.
Was that Meatpex or Twitchy?
You get banned.
What? How are your foot massages? I'm the foot master. I don't be tickling or nothing. Got my technique down and everything. That's from Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Would you give me a foot massage? I'm a little tired. I could use a foot massage. That's a great scene. I can't pronounce the name, but thanks for the sub. Karen can pronounce it. Leo Evans C. You all right over there? I was a bit early in the morning for that one. You okay over there? Have you played against Ding Liren? I have not. This is where we can't have Karen on because she's just too noisy. We're trying to do a stream here, and then, she just, laughing like a schoolgirl. Yeah. That's right. Marcellus Wallace doesn't like when other people touch his wife's feet. His new wife's feet. They just got married. His new wife. Yeah. Tickle, tickle.
I got it.
Yeah. Anything you want. Now, when I said Magnus was going to think 2 or 3 minutes, I didn't mean 5 or 6 minutes. But, I mean, maybe I did. Yeah. King h7, rook takes f6, resigns. He just blundered. Rook takes f6, wins immediately. Resigns. Game's over. He thought 5 minutes and made the worst move on the board. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, and then resigns. He moved his king into checkmate. Now, if you take it, queen e3 and mate. If the king was here, the king can run away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the king h7 is 8 question marks. Yeah, I don't know. He went totally nuts. He took out f6. What's happening? What's going on? Did this happen? Why did he take on f6? What? Wow, this is really weird. This is, yeah, exactly. Magnus Carlsen is the greatest of all time. What? I mean, it wasn't, Queen d2 is also mate. Everything's mate. I got nothing. I got no explanation. And he resigned. So he thought 5 minutes in this position made the worst move on the board. See, if white plays this and he takes and the queen goes here, then king f8, queen takes, king e8, and black's up in exchange and running his king around. And after here, that's it. Your king can't get out.
Right.
And then here, he shouldn't take the rook. He could resign, but he should think forever and then either resign or make some move down a piece. But he took the rook and got mated. I got nothing. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
I got nothing. I mean, you guys claim that I make fun of Magnus all the time. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. He realized he was losing after king h7 or after rook takes f6 or queen e3. When did he get really mad on the stream? When was he furious? Before rook takes f6, after rook takes f6, or after queen e3? After queen e3, after rook takes f6, he went mad. Okay, that's... Some of you were saying after queen e3. Come on, just tell me the truth. After queen e3? So after rook takes f6, gf, he didn't look mad? Wow, it was after queen e3? What? All right, I got nothing. When he took on f6, yeah. Any GM would be like, oh my God, and then Magnus just took back. After queen e3, Magnus is like, oh my God. I mean, that's ridiculous. No, but I mean, in this position, queen d2 also wins. It's the same mate. So he didn't see queen e3 or queen d2. All right. I don't know. I got nothing. So much delay, we can't tell. I mean, white just played rook to d6 as he wants to play rook takes f6. Possibly, Magnus was more concerned about knight takes h6 because that'd have gh, the knight's hanging on f6. Maybe he was stopping that. Yeah. I mean, every move here is equal. Rook c3, rook c6, rook c2. The engine says everything's equal. But that's insane. I mean, not to see rook takes f6. So what's more insane? He didn't see rook takes f6 or he didn't see queen e3. In Magnus's mind, he saw rook f6, he saw gf6, and didn't see queen e3 or queen d2? Or he just didn't see rook f6, which makes more sense to me. I don't know. Always sack the exchange. Never play f6. I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing. Yeah. He didn't see queen e3. All right. He didn't see queen d2 or queen e3? What do you mean? What? 300 centidues. I may have to mute this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I
wonder if this is on the stream.
don't know.
Good, it's not. Ding looks sort of like
I mean, that's a move.
By the way, you guys see how Ding looks on the reaction? Imagine if, like, any, I won't say who, but obviously Fabio would be bored too. Look at Ding. He doesn't even look like he's winning. He's like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He knows he's winning. Yeah. All right, that's something. I don't have the words. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the 300 centidues, Peter Lacey. Whatever just happened, thanks. 1,000 centidues.
Yay,
When is
you.
Magnus, great player of the past, going up? Whenever these things happen, I talk about Kasparov and Fischer and Karpov always losing all their games as a joke. Because they always say Magnus is the greatest ever.
Yeah.
But I'm getting tired of that now. I mean, it's too silly. All right, ready? In this event.
Oh, God.
Ready? This event, the whole event.
All right.
How many games has Magnus lost?
I mean, I don't know.
That's correct. Just guess.
Yeah, okay, let's see. 4.
Okay, I think it's 8, but I'm not sure. I think it's 8. Yeah, 8, 7, 8. I think it's 8. I'm pretty sure it's 8. Okay, he lost twice to Hikaru. Mm-hmm. He lost once to Ferrugia. He lost 3 times to Ding. So that's 6. Okay. And he lost once to Nepo. That's 7. He lost here. That's 8. Damn. It's probably been like 5 years since he lost 8 games, like in the 5-year period. Like he never loses. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right, level 3 train.
It's a vacation.
Oh, he lost to Geary? He lost 9?
Oh, yeah, Gary.
So he did lose 9. He lost to Geary. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, he lost 9 games in 8 matches. Mm-hmm. I mean, what? He lost 9 games? Jesus Christ. Geary, it's losing to Geary, it's like losing 10. He did it for the 9 jokes. Okay, now he is the greatest ever. If Magnus lost 9 games so I could make 9 jokes, then Magnus is the greatest ever. Yeah. Well, in slow chess, slow rated chess, Magnus has lost 0 out of his last 125. And then here he's lost 9 in 1 week. Man, the truth hurts. Man, $30,000 blunder, that is correct. It could be a $40,000 blunder.
Does he play a lot of rapid?
Magnus is great at rapid.
Yeah.
Magnus had a big advantage against Caruana in the last game of the match, and they agreed to a draw so he could play rapid. And then Kasparov said, "You're an idiot." And then he won the rapid easy. Then he said, "You're an idiot" to Kasparov. Yeah. Smorphylicious, 999 centidues. Wow. That's crazy what he did. He didn't see Queen E3 or Queen D2. Wow, he missed both. He didn't see Queen here winning this or Queen here. So when Magnus played King H7 and he just took back, what move did he think Ding was going to play? Do you think Ding was going to go Queen F3, Queen H5 here? Wow, Queen F3 is equal. Look at this. If I don't mate you, and I just really slowly try to mate you, it says it's equal. Like this is still okay for white, even though black defends it. Wow. All right, go train. Yeah. Magnus hates the name of the tournament. It's called the Magnus Carlsen Invitational.
Wouldn't there typically be more losses in
right, but Magnus hasn't lost 9 games in a year, ever. I don't care what the tournaments are.
Yeah, but if you...
Even like in these tournaments that are 15-minute, Magnus never loses.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he never
Only
loses.
comparing.
Magnus just never loses.
Okay.
Yeah. Magnus never loses ever. He lost 9 games. That's insane. Losing to Nepo and Geary, and he's lost 4 games to Ding. 4 games to Ding. 4. They've played. I'm getting confused here. They've played 7 games, 6 games. They've played 6 games. Ding and Magnus. Magnus lost 4 of them. You know, come on.
Well.
Who's not getting an invite next year? Magnus. Bam. Good joke.
Ding.
Yeah. Why isn't Grishuk in the tournament? Because you never spell Grishuk's name right. If you spell his name right, we'll invite him. Man, they never spell Grishuk. The way that these guys spell Grishuk, it's the baseball player.
It's hard to spell. It's Grischuk.
Yeah, it was really hard. You just spelled it
It
right
is hard.
instantly.
Well,
What?
I had to think about it.
He plays bullet. Conspiracy theory. What? Next year, it'll be called the Invitational instead of the Magnus Carlsen. God damn. Why isn't Ben in the tournament? Wow, he didn't see Queen E3. God damn. All right, I guess the next game is probably up. In fact, they might have started. I don't know. All right. So if Magnus loses this game, wow, that was good timing by me.
Yeah.
If Magnus loses this game, the match is over. In 3 games. I'm sure they'll play the 4th game. Okay, this is the same as their first game. Bishop D6, Bishop G5, Bishop E7. Let's see who deviates first. Yeah, Magnus hung checkmate. Probably not a good idea. Okay, so in the first game, Ding played Bishop to D6. Now he played C5. All right, Magnus gonna sack a pawn because he's mad. Rawr.
I get this position all the time.
Mm-hmm. Now you can play like Magnus, but don't play too much like Magnus. Just a little. Don't be hanging mate like Magnus did.
I would never sack that pawn.
No?
No.
The engine thinks actually Rook B1, and I always play Queen C1 in these positions.
That's what I play.
Yeah, but Rook B1's, I can play that too.
Playing like the grandmaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played Rook B1.
I never play that.
Bishop D6. Good. Now it's a good time to take this because these both moved.
I don't ever leave my bishop on F4.
Magnus has to play under 1,000 section on May 9th. Damn. Where was this Magnus when you were playing him? Yeah. Man, Magnus is tough. Randall Grishuk plays for the Blue Jays. Yeah, he used to play for the St. Louis Cardinals. That's right, he's not that good, I agree. No.
Oh, there's a train going. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. Been to level 4. Okay, we need another 200 centidues or 1 sub. We got 20 seconds to get to level 5. Chess 24 doesn't show the game? Man, harsh. Yay, level 5.
They have to be showing the game.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, though. Yeah. You probably just can't find it.
No,
Yay.
it was hard to find. You mean, yeah, it actually was.
Yeah.
I didn't hunt around.
The scam train. They don't show it in the stream. That's right.
Oh, in the stream either?
Yeah, I don't know.
Find it either.
Their FPS is too low. They showing now. Go scam train. All right. For 7 years, I've been saying how bad Magnus is. Finally, he has 1 bad tournament. Finally. Yay. 100 centidues. What's funny is Magnus can still win this tournament. Man, harsh. Mm-hmm. Even when he plays terrible, he's winning the tournament. All right. He played C3 because he's PO'd, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, people are complaining in the chess.com chat. They're still talking about the other game. Well, yeah. I barely got to this game on time. I was in such shock.
They don't know it started? They knew?
I didn't know it started either. I was like, what's happening? How is he hanging mate? Yeah. Frankly, ridiculous. Play Magnus app will be changed to play Ding. No, now when you play Magnus at age 30, it just hangs mate against you every game and you win. Does the good thing have any reference? Yes, good is from Family Guy with Stewie and this giant bug or something. And the episode where the British guy buys the pub and he burns down his pub for the insurance money. Yeah, good. 500 scam train. Thanks, Jimbo. Keep that scam train going. All right. So the engine says white is much worse already. C3 takes. Now the engine wants to play bishop takes d6.
Mm-hmm.
Although if I was white there, oh, you can take this knight. So you can't take here. Or wait, why can't you? You can. After bishop takes, the engine plays queen takes. But why wouldn't you take here? Oh, I didn't see queen a4 check. Okay, continue. Queen a3. Okay. I don't like this for white. Yeah. I don't think this is good for white. Okay, the engine agrees that black's better there. All right. So that's why Magnus just took back with the pawn. Yeah, this isn't what white wants. His pawns are weak. I mean, he wants the e5 square, but he doesn't want his knight here. Yeah, this is probably already better for black. Like slightly, but this isn't what white wants out of this opening. Rook here, knight here, isolated pawn. Yeah, this is good for Ding. Yeah, he zigged when he should have zagged. Okay, so Ding played a5. He wants to play a4, a3. And the engine thinks black is slightly better, just slightly. 100 centidues. Thank you. Right, but if he takes on d6, probably taking here is good. So I think he sort of messed it up before that. He doesn't understand the London. I think Magnus understands the London. You know, oh man, you guys are all the worst. You know, Magnus is having a bad, 8 or 9 days, 10 days, 15 days, having a tough time. Does Magnus love losing as much as Hikaru loves Daryl Morey? I mean, but Hikaru does love Daryl Morey. What do you mean? All right, a4. Magnus is going to play knight c5. I guarantee it. Mm-hmm. Chess 24 stream only just showed king h7! Exclam. 1,600 viewers ado. All right, the hype train's going to end. We need another 2 subs or something. I don't know.
Why would they be that far behind?
I don't know.
That can't be right.
Yeah, it's probably not. Go Magnus. If Magnus loses this game, the match is over. So he probably shouldn't lose this game. 100 centidues. Now ChessBay is going to go on Twitter and say, why were they happy when Magnus lost? Rawr, man. Terrible. Come on, hype train, scam train, let's go. Come on, Magnus scammed you guys for 8 years. You thought he was the best player in the world. He scammed you. So now I got to scam you. Give me money. Rawr. 300 centidues. I'm still scamming you. Yeah, I mean, good job. Go scam train. Wazilla subscribed. We did it. We got to 100%.
Yay.
Hooray. 4 gift subs or something.
Yay, Tamara.
Yeah, such strong support. 200 centidues. Ooh, I thought Magnus would play knight c5, but he's gun shy, so knight c1. Magnus is setting up for the next game in case they're playing 960. Right? You can play here and they're all set. Yeah. All right, so if you want to be the world champion, put all your pieces on the first row, and then make sure you have an isolated pawn and doubled pawns with the white pieces. Remember that. Then, and only then, will you be considered the greatest player who ever lived. 300 centidues. Yay. He's quarantined in Norway. He's losing it. Yeah, truth hurts. Yeah. You know what they say in Norway? Oslo, no, he didn't. Yeah, they say that a lot. Yeah, it's weird. Karen seems a bit tired. Just slightly, just slightly. Who'd win a boxing match, Karen or ChessBay? Man, I don't know. Karen's got a good left. I don't know. All right, bishop d7. Black's position looks good. Good. Everything looks good. White's position, not so good. White's position is just slightly. Man, we got 8. We got b3 and a4. Look at that.
I don't understand why ChessBay hides his identity.
God damn, his and her. They.
Just, come on out.
Yeah, they said you had a good left because the beard hides my scars from all the beatings. Yeah. I'm a bit out of the loop. Why has Magnus been having a bad few days? I don't know. Sometimes people have a bad few days.
Okay.
Sometimes even Karen loses. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Oh snap! Karen just made. Karen wins. Very good. Knight A2.
What? No.
See, someday you'll be the world champion, Karen. Look, see, this is how you play chess.
Yeah.
You play knight here, knight here, knight here, knight here. And remember, don't move these pieces, okay?
Yeah, I don't understand the situation.
Exactly. I don't think Magnus does either.
No, I don't want to fight with Chess Bay. Let me be very clear.
Meow Cat only. Knight E4. Engine approved. Karen doesn't lose as much as Magnus. Yeah, that's true. Chess Bay equals Gold Dust Tory. I think Chess Bay has more money than Gold Dust Tory. That's my guess. 1,839 subs. Somebody donate 61 subs so we have 1,900 subs. Karen's never lost a ding. That is correct. Yeah, when Karen's not playing well, this is how you play the London. Yeah, when you're not playing well, this is the composition you have.
No.
Yeah, when you're not playing well.
I don't think I've ever had. No.
No? You've never had a position this bad? Yeah, harsh.
I mean, I generally play well with the London.
Damn. So she's just saying she wouldn't have as bad a position as Magnus.
I've never had this happen, but my players aren't as hard as Ding, so I'm playing easy people.
Damn. So. Karen not playing well better than Magnus right now. That is correct.
But I'm not playing Ding. Hey, Twitchy.
Karen's not that bad. Come on. Suggest some moves for White. I don't know. White's position's awful.
I don't understand what the Knight's doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. Magnus called out by Karen. I didn't see that coming. Karen's like, no, I don't play this bad. No, this position's very bad for White.
Unusual.
Yeah. This pawn's weak. This rook is ineffective. These pieces haven't moved yet. Black's ready to castle.
And I don't know. I'm not
Black has good control of these squares.
I'm not good at chess, but I do play the London a lot. And this is just unusual.
This guy says Karen better than Ben, but he's not kidding. He's like, I guess she's better than Magnus. I don't know. Yeah. Would you say the rook is indolent? I would say that. Is Magnus tilting? Maybe. Black's up 4 minutes? Damn. The Karen Invitational next year. Now we're talking. Yeah, we won't invite Magnus, though, because it's terrible. Man, if Magnus wins the tournament, this isn't going to age well. Could still win the tournament. Knight C3, exclam. All right. Most people wouldn't suspect the knight took 5 moves to get here. Most people. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, good. Magnus doesn't want to make a 6th move with his knights. He put his rook on B1. So the engine wants to play Queen C7 attacking this pawn. And then for some reason, the engine doesn't defend the pawn. Why won't you defend the pawn? Why not G3 or Knight E5? Why is it letting me take it? Yeah. Terrible. I mean, I assume he'll just castle. Help me write my diploma or else. My diploma? What does that mean? Let's see. Will you pose for a frankly ridiculous t-shirt picture? Obviously. Engine already gave up. Queen C7, Knight E2. I missed that. That is funny. All right. Black's position is good. Good. Magnus getting a taste of Karen's left. Did they put a picture of her, That looks like the arm that Morty had in the episode, where Morty's beating everybody up with his hand. He gets the other guy's arm. Complicated episode. Chess.com, Komodo, Stockfish, graduated myself, 5 moves in 1 move, 1,700 viewers, no donations. Ding has a 3-minute time advantage. Ding is better. Ding's up 1.5. Can somebody update the score? Was the score updated? The score was updated.
Yay.
Yay.
I can do it also.
Moobot says Magnus showing off his greatest of all time skills. Yeah, Moobot's even ragging on Magnus, man. I'm trying, but he's not making it easy. Nick is emo quoting Bender. Yeah. Are you trying to steal money from me? I'm trying. Man, he always plays the engine move. It's pretty good. I'm confused as to why the engine's not playing G3 here. Oh, I guess this pawn's going to fall, so the engine's just going here and taking it. and giving up this pawn. That makes sense. I mean, I would play g3 like in a blitz game. There's, pawns attacked. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so on. All right, so Ding's up 3 minutes. Ding has the advantage. And Ding gets white in the last game, if there is a last game. And Ding's up 1.5 half. So far, so good. Did Magnus become joke? Became joke. It's even funnier. Yeah, they're turning on Magnus like a British GM. That's right. Magnus playing like a British GM. Am I a joke to you? $9.99 because it's better than 10. That is correct. The Rabid Rabbit. Yeah, Hikaru's foaming at the mouth right now. Doesn't have to face Magnus, he's thinking, although Ding's pretty good. Don't want to face Ding either.
Any predictions on who's going to win?
Prediction?
Tournament? Yeah.
Pain. I don't know, Ding. Got to predict something. I thought Ding would win, like 2 days ago when they had the Final Four. Because, Ding, go Ding. Man, Ding had a really bad candidate. He's played terrible. He's playing pretty good this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ferrugia broke Magnus. God damn.
Yeah, Twitchy's asking if you played G3, would that also be, would you Fianchetto as well?
I wasn't thinking about Fianchettoing, but I could. Mm-hmm. Could Fianchetto. G3 is not any one of the engine moves. That's just the move I would play in a 1 minute game. My F1's attacked. But the engine says no. So probably the reason you won't do that is I can take this. And if you take back, you're not attacking my queen on b6. I did play g3. I was just going to say black can take and play knight a5. Mm-hmm. And that's what the engine says, take and play knight a5. And then strategically, white's doing really badly. Black has control of all these squares. This pawn's annoying. The a3 pawn's really weak. The c3 pawn's really weak and under attack. The engine really hates g3.
Hopefully that's not the
COVID. Have you ever played Ivanchuk? I have not. Brian the Rabid Rabbit gifted 5 subs.
Yay,
COVID. Thank you. Even Grisha can't help with this stream. What does that mean? What? Grishak's pretty funny. 1,756 viewers. All right. My fever. All right. Knight takes, knight a5. I got the fever for some cowbell. All right, so he's threatening this. He's dominating the white squares with his knight. That was me, not Magnus. Queen a3, d6, threatening a3 is annoying. The rook is going to come to c8. Knight coming to b3. Black's going to trade off the white squared bishops. And white's only hope is knight e5, and then, I don't know, here, I don't know. Ridiculous. Anyway, the engine says black is +1 because white has all these issues. Should I get him a tissue? All right, COVID. I mean, the only thing worse than Magnus's performance is taking a helicopter ride with Kobe. Right, sweetie? Too soon?
That's too soon.
All right, too far. And so forth. Let's see. Way too soon. What? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unsubbed. Too fast, too furious. Too late. Damn.
I'm not going to make fun.
Not soon enough.
Or participate.
That joke crashed and burned. Oh, man.
Not going to participate in the Kobe joke.
He's more offended by the Perrier. All right, let's see if the game ended yet. Rook c1. That's the shallow and pedantic. Yeah. Yeah, that's annoying if you take that, because then that queens. There's a lot of ways to defend that. I wish I saw one of them.
What?
Defend that pawn.
You're asking me to defend?
Yeah, he didn't. He just gave it up.
Oh.
Well, you could play rook a2,
Yeah,
but
that's
a little, meek. Then this pawn's going to fall. So, yeah, I mean, I still would play rook a2. I don't want to lose that. All right, so Magnus is well on his way to losing. And then some. God damn. Liren took that pawn like he stole his bike. Man. I think Magnus is jealous of Kobe now. Man. Kobe got the easy part of it. I mean, black's up a pawn and better. So I don't know, past a pawn on a4. Damn. And the knight controls the queening square. I mean, I don't know what happened to Magnus. This game he's just playing badly. The other game he like hung mate. That's like one bad move. This one he's just playing bad the whole game. Man. That joke was too low, like the helicopter. This guy said Ding doesn't do well with bikes. Ding broke his leg riding a bike at a tournament, had to withdraw. And he went back to China and got it. Yeah, he was like there for, his leg was broke. Yeah, that's right. He got chess is tough. Yeah. Ding is losing because this is the wrong rook pawn. See the bishop on the white square? Good. Kobe jokes always fall flat. All right, hopefully this is about somebody's mom.
Yeah, I don't like the Kobe jokes.
That's a good one. Trying to learn. Truth hurts.
Sorry.
No! Don't you see what my shirt says? No! Come on, Ding. No! Look what Ding did. He played f6. No! He didn't want Magnus to move his knight in here. So he played f6. Boo! Boo! Giving away all of his advantage. The engine really hates f6. This is terrible. Yeah, I mean, now it's equal. He went from winning to equal because he played f6. No, I had the never play f6 shirt on. Svidler mentioned me. Why? Because f6 was played? Yeah. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Svidler's right. Yeah.
I should post some emotes over there.
Svidler quoted you on Chess 24. Why? Because of the f6? Yeah. And f6 is terrible. Yeah. Never play f6. No. And I have the shirt on. Look at that. I got the shirt on.
Yeah.
No. Never play f6. No. I was saying Buerns. I mean, I still like this pass pawn, but, f6 is terrible. Weakens everything. But he did stop the knight from coming in. But now queen b1's annoying. Right? Queen b1, rook a2. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Queen b1, as in Magnus versus Feingold. Yeah. What happened to Magnus being unbeatable? 2,000 viewers. We have our most viewers.
Yay.
For this tournament.
They want to see that shirt.
Svidler said Ben just turned over in his grave. Man, I thought I was alive still. Damn. We should comfort you after f6 is being played. No. People came to the stream after Svidler mentioned me, I guess.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
Yeah. They came over after he played f6. I'm wearing the proper shirt for never play f6. Never play f6. Boo, it's the turning point in Ding's career. Confusing the audience. Yeah. Kobe. I'm guessing Kobe made very few. I'm guessing Svidler made very few Kobe jokes. That's why Magnus didn't invite you. People think you're dead. That's correct. Is that shirt in the merch? Obviously. I only wear merch shirts now. Exclam merch. All right, now the engine says it's equal because, White has some serious fusta fazoo here. Yeah, f6 is a really terrible move. Taking too many liberties. I said Svidler made very few Kobe jokes, and the response was Kobe made very few Svidler jokes. So that's true. Yeah. No, but here's what happened. Like, the media won't tell you this. When Kobe was arrested or he was in trouble with that woman from years ago, and she claimed that he raped her, and he said he didn't. What actually happened is he was looking for more women, and he thought by going out the way he did, he could find some helicopter moms. That's what he was trying, and then things didn't work out. So that's actually what happened. All right, so rook queen b1, queen d6, always retreat, double up on the bubble up. Now he's doubling up on the bubble up. All right, after probably f5 is forced. h6 looks too weakening because the knight's coming in. Yeah. You're going to get into troubled. No, not in troubled. No. No, the viewers left. No. Banned from Twitch. He wanted to test Gene Wilder where the white women were at. Very good. Make fun of Vic Morrow. That's a good one. Vic Morrow was making a movie, and he died. They had a helicopter, and he died. The helicopter hit him on the ground like a blade or something. Oh, yeah. Terrible. Also, a child was killed in that, and they didn't go to jail. Nobody went to jail, even though probably some people should have gone to jail. Yeah. Why did Fiddler say you rolled over in your grave? Are you dead? Probably. All right, he played H6. That's sort of weakening of the white squares. Magnus with the brilliant pawn sacrifice, and now his position's good. Now the engine likes white, because F6 was so bad. Yeah, I'm rolling over in my grave. Terrible. He wasn't a full-grown man, so it's not manslaughter. F5, exclam. Yeah, F6 was a terrible move. Irrespective of all the jokes. It was a terrible move. Who's the better dunker, Shaq or Shaq? Now, do you mean Irina Shaq or Shakhriyar Mamedyarov? That's the only question. If Magnus somehow wins today, I think he wins the tourney. Nock always plays badly against him. Maybe. Breaking news, Ben streams even when dead. Well, you got to, during the coronavirus, you got to make money somehow. Got to keep streaming. Kobe. Shaq's daughter can dunk. God damn. All right. So F5 was played. By the way, I don't like H6. I think Black should have played F5. Psychologically, it's very hard to play F5 because you played F6 to keep the knight out. Then you're like, all right. So it's hard to play F6 then F5. Yeah, and now the engine wants to play knight H4. And he did. And now white's better because there's too many weaknesses around Black's king. And this pawn is shallow and pedantic. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the knight, the pawns, you can't play A3 because the knight's hanging. And now white's pieces are all working in perfect harmony. A brilliant pawn sacrifice by Magnus, the greatest of all time. Man, who would have thought that F6 would ruin somebody's career? Maybe I did. Oh, terrible. How would you describe Shaq as a player? I would say he lost to me, so that can't be too good. Are tennis courts open in Georgia? Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Not probably.
Probably. Yes. Not sure if it's legal, but probably.
It was packed the other day.
Was it?
When I went
probably illegal. All illegal. Mm-hmm. I thought never play F6 was just a funny joke. It's on my shirt. Boo, Magnus is winning.
There was no notification trying to learn. I don't know why, but only the second time somebody buys merch does it notify. And I've told the plug-in developer, and he just blows me off.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's very annoying.
Yeah, this position is tough for Black. Somehow, he moved all these pawns in front of his king. And now Magnus is all over him like Fiddler on Calling Me Dead. I don't know. You can play F6 if you're white, but if you're white, then never play F3. Something happened.
I did the test alert.
Never play F3. Yay, go Boberson. I don't think I've seen The Sound of Music. I've just seen Family Guy make fun of it. What? You've played F6 in the past? No, that's profanity. Boberson does have a lot of merch. Why didn't you say Fiddler on the Roof? Exactly. Can I talk freely about XQC here? Exactly. Can we replay the blunder from Ding in context? Yeah, so this was the position. And Black and just castle. And he played F6. Boo! Boo! Weakening all the white squares. The engine is furious. And now Magnus used great vengeance and furious anger. And then here he made another mistake. He should play F5, but he played H6. And Magnus correctly took advantage of the weak white squares. Yeah. And then when Gene Wilder showed up, as you guys pointed out, Magnus said, where are the white squares at? Right? Exactly. Yeah, and the engine says knife F5. You call that a knife? A brilliant pawn sacrifice. That is correct. And 15-minute chess is tough.
So if you played F5, like you were saying,
Yeah.
I mean, then there's really no way to ever get rid of that knight. Right?
Well, you could. That would be a good knight, but you could try to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why he didn't play F5. He didn't want to get up E5, but now he gave up more.
Yeah.
Okay, so the engine says white's winning with knife F5, as I indicated with my emotes. That's what he played. I read your books. I read all of your books. What movie quote is that from? I don't know. Wow, bishop takes F5 is a mistake, and he should play rook takes. All right, now they're going too fast. Okay, so in this position, the bishop is protecting the rook because I said so. So bishop takes knight loses the exchange. So Magnus took the exchange. Then knight d2. Now the queen's hanging. Knight f3 wins the rook. The bishops are hanging. I'm getting confused over here. All right. So this is very confusing to me.
I know what happened.
Exactly. Yeah. After bishop takes f5, he undefended his rook, so white took it.
Okay.
And then knight d2. Now the queen's attacked. Knight f3 wins the exchange. The bishops are attacking each other. The rooks are attacking each other. This is going to queen over here. And the engine says white's winning. So after rook takes, it says white's +2. After queen d1, white's +1. Queen d1, obviously, to stop knight f3 check and attack the knight. Otherwise, black's winning. So this is the only winning move according to the engine. Does anybody know the time on the clocks? Anybody? How does Magnus hang mate here? He'll show you. He'll show you. Magnus is the best ever. Exactly. I'm not sure at what. Maybe at picking the soccer teams in the Premier League? Maybe. 3 minutes to 4.5. All right. Rook takes rook, then queen b5 is the engine line. And then that seems like a very strange engine line to me. I don't understand the engine line. Wow. The engine line, I would just think is good for black, but it says that white's winning. Okay, he's playing it. Rook takes f8, that is correct. King takes is better than queen takes. Okay. Right, yeah, queen b5 is crazy. Now queen takes b7 is the only winning move. And then we're going to have queen and bishop versus queen and knight, except black's king is going to be terrible and black's a-pawn is going to be weak as opposed to queening. So queen takes b7 is by far the best move. Then we play knight check, king h1, knight takes rook, and then we win this bishop. And then white has, yeah, and he played it. And that's forced. The engine actually wants to check on a8 first and then take the bishop, but I'm not sure why. I mean, that looks fine. So it looks like Magnus is going to tie it up after having a lost position. Black played f6, basically ruining the whole world. Frankly, terrible.
Maybe because of the passed pawn.
What's that?
And queen a8 check.
Yeah. Well, queen a8's good. Yeah. 1969. Hooray. That's the year I was born. That's how many viewers we have.
Yeah.
All right, so Liren, f6 was bad, but h6 was really bad too. Really had to play f5 there. It wasn't just f6, h6, and he really weakened all of his white squares and gave Magnus a really huge initiative. Also, I'm having PTSD here because Magnus played queen b1 like he did against me. Why can't you take the bishop now? Oh, you want black to play bishop takes bishop? That is correct. Checkmate. Yeah, the truth hurts. It's a good reason. How you invented the rule never play f6? I don't know. No, Magnus will win now. It'll be 1.5, 1.5, and then Ding has white in game 4. Come on, I still haven't seen 2,000. We need 9 more viewers. 999. I need to make more Kobe jokes. That's the problem. And COVID. That's the problem with the stream. Look, 1998. I was right. Come on, I want to see 2,000. He played knife f3, king h1. That is correct. Knight takes e1 is correct. Yeah, the queen e8 mate is annoying. All right, Magnus did take first here. He didn't play queen check. I don't really understand why queen check is better. Queen check, king f7 takes. Oh, because of queen e8. Oh. Okay. So if Magnus checks here and then takes the bishop, he's threatening this pawn. He took here first. Bishop takes f5. Okay. And now if you play queen e7 and you check, I can play queen e8, defending my pawn. So Magnus is still playing badly. If you checked here first, then play takes, you can't defend your pawn with queen e8. Or at all. You can't play queen d7, queen c6. Yeah. But now he can play queen e7. So bishop takes f5 is actually a mistake. Right. And then queen e8. So Magnus is still playing badly. Yeah, this was a blunder from him. After queen e7, black's probably drawing. Probably. Okay, well, he blundered checkmate. He played knight f3 and bishop g6 is mate. Yeah, I mean, this is hanging checkmate. This is mate now. Ridiculous. Not only is it mate, but this move is like +4. I mean, this is the worst move ever. He played it too. Queen e7 has good drawing chances. He's stopping all the checkmates. He's attacking the queen. His queen can come down and make threats. And after check, he's defending this pawn. And now if you take this pawn, queen e2 is a draw. Because here I come. And now white has to take perpetual or white gets mated. Queen here's mate. Queen takes pawn is good. Knight f3 is good. So this is a draw. So in this position, Ding was really close to drawing with queen e7. And instead he hung checkmate with knight f3. Good play by both sides. Okay, and Magnus won because Magnus checkmated him. Okay, so knight f3, double question mark. Bishop g6, exclam. Threatening mate. And then here, stopping mate. And then here, and then queen e8 mate. Resigns. Good game. Good job, Ding. So Ding was winning. Ding played 2 parable moves and was worse losing. Magnus played inaccurately with bishop takes f5, and then Ding hung checkmate. So that was that game. Well, yeah, Magnus shouldn't be too happy. Magnus knows how he played that game. They're telling Ding to resign, even though he resigned a long time ago. They're still like, resign anyway. All right, so it's 1.5, 1.5. Magnus hung checkmate in game 2. Ding hung checkmate in game 3. Whose turn is it in game 4? All right. Good. No, I'm sure both players are pretty mad about that game. That game was not well played. 2,000 viewers. Yay, we win.
Yay.
See? 1969. Do you have a one-hand or two-handed backhand? I play one-handed backhand unless I can't get to it. Then maybe. One-handed. Yeah.
I'm two-handed.
Yeah? That's good to know. Yeah. All right, so, yeah. So this is very interesting. After queen check, king somewhere, doesn't matter where. Now I'm threatening this pawn, and if you play a3 to defend the pawn, there is no other way to defend the pawn. That's it. Then bishop h7, getting him from the back door. God damn. Bam. Bishop g8, checkmate everywhere. Bishop g8 takes this pawn, see? Right, very geometrical. Okay, so instead, he blundered with bishop takes f5, and now queen e7. Black is attacking, black is defending his pawn, and the reason Ding didn't play queen e7, okay, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, Ding didn't see bishop g6, which, by the way, queen here check also wins. And the other reason is Ding probably thought queen takes d5 was too good, right? And then he overlooked that queen e2, he's doing well. So white has to take a perp. The other possibility which is weird, is Ding didn't see queen e8. After here, he saw king f7, didn't see he could go here, defending his pawn. You don't want to play king f7 because you're hanging this pawn with check. So Ding just missed queen e7. If he saw queen e7, good drawing chances. Like the engine says, white's a tiny little better because bishop takes f5 was a mistake. Instead, he hangs mate. And Magnus found mate. Yay, greatest player ever. Okay, go Magnus. Go, etc. Go like a pro. All right, hopefully they put the last game up. You know, the chess.com people. Yeah, we sort of need the game 4. I mean, the game should be up. It should. This is. You know, I gotta tell them now. Hey, what's your name? Trying to learn. Can you, you know?
I can post if you want.
They gotta put the game up. I mean, it should be up.
Unblock me on Twitter. Says brownie with ice cream. I would unblock you if I could, brownie with ice cream.
All right. Drawsim0013. We lost 120 viewers in the last minute. They don't like when nobody's playing. I don't know. All right, so that game was good except for one thing. Wasn't too good. All right, the game is up. Okay, if Ding wins, he wins the match. If Carlsen wins, he wins the match. If it's a draw, overtime, 2 blitz games.
Yay.
Very suspicious. 1,900 viewers are due. Magnus will win Armageddon. Armageddon won't happen unless all the blitz games are tied. Yeah, Armageddon's very unlikely. Is this how Karpov and Kasparov used to play? Probably. Yeah. Let's see. You like the commentary on Chess 24, it says. All right. Except for one thing. He hates it.
Oh.
Yeah. Who is stronger at blitz, Magnus or Ding? I don't know. I don't know who's stronger at blitz, Magnus or Karen now. I don't know. All right. Lawrence is the worst. Man, harsh. Man. Tell your friends. Trying to learn says, tell your friends. Go Averbach. Man, harsh. Who paid your viewers? Paid with P-A-Y-E-D. Somebody who spells better than you. Don't be mean to Karen. Damn, comparing you to Carlsen, that sounds being mean to you. I'm Karpov's dog sitter. God damn.
Does Lawrence dislike Hikaru?
Who doesn't? Lawrence is the worst. Truth hurts.
Oh.
Karen 3,000 easily. Very easily. All right, vote in the chat now. Who's going to win this game? Go. Ding, Magnus, or draw? I like to see the other answers, you know, like Buchanan. Karen. Magnus, Karen, draw, Magnus, Hikaru, Karen, Fries, Magnus, draw, Pat Buchanan, Ding. Ding, Magnus, ding, 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 Stacey Abrams. Draw, Fries, Karen, Averbach, Arjun, Agadmador, Karen. You got a lot of votes.
Yay.
Yay! Look at all these subs in the spam. See all the subs in the spam? VTG978 gave subs during the spam.
Did it again.
Again. Obama, Darth Maul.
Thank you.
Darth Maul is Karen's favorite Star Wars character. All right. Martin Prince, my original answer. Kobe. Kim Jong-un.
Double.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. 85 Bears. They're pretty good. 85 Bears might win. I agree with that. Simon Williams wins. Obviously, Gustafson. Archer. Go Archer. Ralph Nader. Wow. The Family Guy Roach. He might win. Good, good. Yeah. Stroy32 subscribed. Great. We have lots of subs. Jim Morrison. All right, I'll give you guys some information. The song Mr. Mojo Rising, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Mojo Rising is an anagram for Jim Morrison.
I've heard that.
Now you guys learned something. Yeah. They don't know. They never even heard Jim Morrison. All right. What cemetery in Paris is Jim Morrison buried in? Karen? Who knows?
Forgot the name of it.
Break on through. Père Lachaise is correct. Mr. Salmon got it. That's right. Somebody spelled Père Lachaise sort of funny. Now, when my mom went to Père Lachaise, why did she go? Who was she looking for?
Chopin.
That is correct. Frederick Chopin. But every sign there says Jim Morrison's buried over here. So
Oh.
somebody helped her find it. Yeah.
I love Chopin.
Mm-hmm. When we saw the movie with what's her name, Linda Ronstadt,
Yeah.
she said the Doors are pretty good except for that singer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get rid of that singer.
That's terrible.
Frankly, terrible. Do you watch Food Network? Occasionally. Occasionally. Everyone loves Chopin.
They should. Everyone should.
Let's see. Andrea Botez pronounces Chopin like chopping wood. Oh, they spelled chopping wood wrong. But right.
Mm-hmm.
Beethoven is better than Chopin? Don't tell my mom that. Yeah.
Well, Chopin didn't do as many bigger symphonies.
How many cemeteries? Père Lachaise, Montparnasse, a couple cemeteries. Jonathan Schrantz. Frederick frickin' Chopin. That's from Tombstone. Yeah. Frederick frickin' Chopin. It's a nocturne. A what? That's a great scene. Man, if they only spell Carlsen right. It's 1.5 after two of the greatest games ever, except for one thing. There's a great Family Guy scene. They talk about Debussy and Bach,
Yeah.
but I can't talk about it on stream.
Oh.
The guy who played Morrison had the line, Frederick. Yeah, Val Kilmer. Right. Val Kilmer did play Jim Morrison. That is correct. That's funny. We went to talk about Jim Morrison to Chopin, and the guy who said the line Frederick freaking Chopin played Jim Morrison in the movie. So that guy's right. You can't argue.
All these connections. So beautiful.
That's right, trying to learn. And so forth. I guess Magnus refusing to play the last game. Do I prefer Jim Brown or Walter Payton? They're both good players. 1.5. Mubot has updated the score. He also played Elvis, but who played Elvest? That's the important thing. Man, we lost all of our viewers. 1787. We lost 250 viewers because nobody's playing. Terrible. I should make more Kobe jokes. That's my problem. Who's better, Tchaikovsky or Chigorin? They really haven't started yet? Getting suspicious here. Anybody?
Yeah, nothing going on.
Ever been to Bulgaria? I have not. All right, here we go. Ding versus Magnus. Ding played e4 the first game. Now he's using his left hand. All right. d4, d5, c4. It's a Slav. Karen wins. I'm not sure what the vote was about. Oh, who will win? Karen, you won. Man, you crushed him. Ding and Magnus tied.
Yeah.
All right. Shostakovich, frankly. All right, we got a Slav. We got a semi-Slav. Bishop e2, the most passive of moves. They're going too fast for you guys. e6, that is correct. Normally they play bishop d3 or queen c2. Bishop e2 is not the most common. I mean, Magnus isn't really playing the semi-Slav very often, so yeah. All right, and Ding is playing the most solid of lines. It's 1.5. Magnus hung mate in game 2, and Ding hung mate in game 3. So whoever hangs mate this game loses. Not sure whose turn it is. I guess it's Magnus's turn to hang mate. Limoncello is tasty. Very funny. Not a good spelling, but good. You sort of tried to use. I see what you did there. They said you was hung, and they was right. All right, this opening is the boring world of Niels Bohr, obviously. Magnus won despite your disapproval of how he handled the London. It's true. Man, Twitchy's getting you. Meepek's getting you probably. Geo Russ gifted 4 subs. Hooray.
It was terrible.
Yeah, the winner of this game gets to play next year in the I Am Not a GM tournament. Oh, snap. Let's see how many subs we have. 1854. That was a good year.
Yay.
Not too good. All right, so A4, A5. That seems not in touch with what's usually going on. Usually the players are playing for this, but playing on the queen side. Very unusual. Probably not relevant. Bishop E2, then bishop D3. Somebody tell Ding bishops can move more than 1 square. All right, it's the most equal of positions. Ding is waiting for Magnus to hang mate in 1. It's his turn. Yeah. Greatest mate hanger ever. He said he was sued for impotence, but they couldn't make it stand up in court.
Who said that?
Kangaroo, I think.
That sounded like a trying to learn joke.
Who said it? That is a trying to learn joke. I can't see who said it now. I'm getting confused in the chat. Yeah, Kangaroo 55. Yeah. Liren Hyperion gifted a sub. That's right. Karpov 1 square at a time. La da da da. 1 square at a time. Fellow Hungarian. Don't be a curmudgeon. I can't make that joke work. I tried and I failed miserably. 1,800 viewers ado. Boo. Klausner subscribed. The more you subscribe, the more shopping Karen can do.
I hate shopping.
Well, then don't subscribe. Wait a minute. No, wait.
Well, I mean, I did spend a lot grocery shopping.
After they got to stand up in court, the judge said, that is erect. Twitchy getting the same joke in again.
I know.
Very good. Very good. Gets it in again. Man. Doubling up on the bubble up. All right, so Magnus has less time based on the fact that he's never moving. This looks like Kaidanov's playing Kaidanov over here. Come on. Let's see. 499 donation for Susan's coming. Yeah, I believe you. It's coming. Maintain tension. Exactly. One good joke, don't steal it. Yeah. Magnus can't hang mate if he doesn't move. Magnus has a good strategy here. Yeah. That was like earlier when the guy had a knight versus a pawn. Yeah. If the pawn moves, he has a mate. It was the only legal move, so he was going to win. And the guy let his time run out, so it was a draw.
Oh, no.
The engine said, knight, you can't win. Even though they had mate in 1, he couldn't win. So Magnus let his time run out. Magnus played rook c8, indicating he's playing for c5, not for e5, and stopping Ding from playing queen c2, because the rook is here. So he'll probably play queen e2. Then he'll put his rooks in the middle and so forth. Mainly and so forth. So queen e2 is almost guaranteed to be played. Guarantee void.
I don't know.
In Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. Simpsons. I'm watching Chess 24 on mute. That's a good way to do it. Queen e2 was played. Probably Magnus will play rook e8. He wants to line up his rook with the queen. And that's just a question of who's going to do what first to whom, right? And then,
Yeah.
The rooks are either going to go here or here. Nobody knows, especially me.
I can't stand it when the center's like that. It's
Nothing's
too complicated
happening.
for me.
Nothing's happening. Nobody
know,
traded
There's
nothing.
going to be some pawns.
$4.99. Brownie with ice cream.
Taking.
See, Brownie gave $4.99. So now, if he or she does it 100 more times, we're good.
Thank you, Brownie, with ice cream. Trying to work his way back into being unblocked on Twitter.
Yep. Go Wesley So. Shouldn't Wesley So be in this tournament? 12 minutes for white, 15 for black, or the other way around? Probably the other way around. Probably black has 12 and white has 15. That would be my guess. C5. The engine says boo. I mean, that's the most obvious move because the rook c8 was played. So the engine wants knight b5, attacking the bishop, and then knight e5. To me, that looks equal, but the engine likes white. I don't know why. Looks like it's equal position. I have no idea why white's better here. Wesley wasn't invited because he's so. No. God, it's so long. Whatever that name is, subscribe. Thank you. Karen will read it. Eugen's in.
Yeah, Eugen's in.
Exactly.
Jensen.
Is $4.99 enough to buy a brownie with ice cream? In 1980 it was. Bam! Strong case for Botez to get an invitation for next year. I assume you mean Andrea Botez. Oh, snap. Knight B5. Engine approved. This is the problem with playing moves like... This is the problem with playing moves like this, is you give up the B5 and B4 squares. Normally, you want the knight on D2, not C3, and D7, not C6. So that would be in favor of Magnus, because you don't want to block your bishop. However, since these pawns went here, this knight can go here, and this knight can't go here. Brownie with ice cream again. 98 more to go. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? Say no. So if the knight, usually the knight can't go here, because A6, C6. But now, this knight can't go here because it's there. So the insertion of these moves is advantageous to white because that knight's good. Look at the squares it controls in black's position. And this knight can't go here. So that doesn't help. So this is just good for white. White's working on his knight moves. I mean, this knight is obviously better than that knight. Ridiculous. This bishop is open, and this knight, yeah. So the thing is, after knight e4, is either player going to play f3 and f6, losing the match and hanging mate? Probably. I just don't know which one.
So what do you think the next move is going to be?
He'll either take one of these pawns, play knight e4, or queen e7. Queen e7 does nothing, so that's a super GM move. Knight e4 does something that's like an IM move. And then these moves are like FM moves. The way Magnus is playing, I don't know. Right? I mean, I don't know. Magnus playing bad. Magnus is even playing bad this game. These moves, then the knight just comes in here. And Magnus played rook c8, c5. This pawn was here, stopping the knight from coming in. And Magnus didn't care. I mean, knight's good on b5. It's just sitting in the position, controlling all the squares in black's position. You don't want that to happen. Magnus wants to go here now, but he can't. So the engine likes white quite a bit. I assume Magnus has a huge time disadvantage now, I assume. Probably like 14-9. I got to guess something. I mean, Ding's not going to hang mate every game. Magnus got to win one. 14-10. I was close. I said 14-9. Whenever they give the time, it's all different. They're all looking, and they just give random times.
Well, can't they just take C take D, and then the knight can come in?
You want to take this?
Yeah.
Right. Then I'll take back with the pawn. Got to keep my center. Ha! You wanted to go here. Ha ha! I stopped you. Yeah. That's actually the first engine move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes, and then knight e4. Also knight e4, also queen e7. I mean, this is just better for white. Magnus knows he's worse because this knight, that's annoying. Like knight's just sitting there cramping his style. He can't use these squares. That's very unusual when the opponent comes into your territory and you're like, oh well, I guess he's going to stay there. You know what I mean? Did Karen grow up in Georgia? Mainly Alabama. Mainly, frankly. We know Magnus isn't cheating. That's correct. Both sides hang mate every game, proving they're not cheating. See, that's good. They said Magnus is being smart this game, putting his knight here so he can't play f6. Whereas Ding is preparing to blunder with f3. No. Yeah, this is a very nice position for white. Somebody's from Alabama too. Bugman789. The best player from Alabama, probably Stuart Rachel's. Right? No, probably about it. Queen e7. See, that's the super GM move. Doesn't do anything. Yeah. Now the engine was thinking about f3, and then it said, never mind. Oh, there's f3. No. Stopping knight e4. f4. Now we're talking. Yeah, Ding wants to checkmate Magnus. He figures it's Magnus' turn to hang checkmate. So, yeah. I like f4. That I like. Ding's playing super aggressive and quickly. He has a big time advantage. He has a better position, etc.
I do like Leonard Skinner drumstuck.
Best player from Alabama was Alan Collins. Who's that? Is that some game that's not chess? What? Kobe, is this live? Maybe. 2,090 viewers. What? We had 1,940 like 2 minutes ago. What happened?
I just refreshed. Updated.
What? 2,090. All right. 1,500 centidues for 2,000 viewers. Shouldn't that be? Oh, then it lost 100 immediately. 1970. Very suspicious Twitch. They should get some money, Amazon. If they had some money, they could fix their programming. Okay, so Magnus played DC, giving up the center pawn for the side pawn. Very anti-positional. The engine wants to take with the knight, which is a weird move, because the knights are controlling all these squares. BC is more human, because you want your pawns in the center like this. Open B file against this backward pawn. And Magnus played knight e4 quite quickly. Magnus has less time. This knight's pretty solidly on e5. This knight's more shallow and pedantic. This b pawn is backwards. This knight is here. These bishops seem more dangerous than black's bishop. This bishop doesn't seem dangerous at all. So white's better. But not winning, just much better. If two supercomputers were playing, maybe white would win. But right now, all three results are possible and will happen. Never play f6. No. And f6 looks really bad. I don't think he's going to play f6. That looks really weakening. All right. f6. It says it's hostile. See? It won't post f6. It's hostility. You can't do that.
That's weird.
All right, I'll allow it. I allowed those terms. Yeah. Sven Magnus owned Carlsen. He's getting owned. Ding is better than Magnus confirmed. Score 1.5. God damn. I said god damn. Rook a d1. That's what I would have played, so that's not good. Ding shouldn't play like me. Don't do that. No, Magnus is going to play f5 soon. He's got to block it up on the bubble up. I mean, Ding's main advantage other than the knight on b5 is he has a lot more time on the clock. It's got 4 minutes on the clock. Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Thor, blah, blah, blah. Rook c d8. That's a good move. I agree. Yeah, white's slightly better. It's not a big deal. Magnus decided to open the position a little bit because white played f4. Normally when white starts attacking, then you want to open the center up. You don't want it closed. That's why when Magnus played all these crazy moves in the first game, the center was closed. So that was relatively safe. Now the center can blow up. So you got to watch it. Take en passant with the knight, confusing the audience. Will Magnus hang his knight? Probably. Prediction, Magnus checkmates with white king on h2. Is this the last game? Maybe. If somebody wins, yes. If it's a draw, no. 2,021 viewers. Rawr. Is Ding from Wuhan? Probably. I mean, Wuhan ain't nothing to mess with, so. Chess is boring. Rawr. You know what wasn't boring? When Fabi won with black in game 4, that wasn't boring. Man, that was great. Also, when they executed Bender by having magnets pull them apart, that wasn't boring either.
I think Juicy has this.
Exactly. Well said. Go Ben. Somebody said, go Ben, go South Africa. Mentioned by Chess24. Never play f6. Fiddler quotes Ben Feingold. A glimmer of hope for Magnus. That is correct. Let's see. That is correct. Got to be following this on Twitter. Getting confused. Retweet. Always retweet. All right. Now I have 1 million new followers. Excellent. Yeah. Including Magnus, Hikaru, MVL. Great. Ooh, there's Karen's. I see Karen wrote.
I got in on that.
Lawrence Trent. Thanks, Karen. Did you see that?
No.
There you go. Karen, getting in the middle.
Well, I feel like everybody's been mean to Lawrence.
Karen is the best. That is correct. Winning with F3 in the opening. What? There's no F3. That is erect. Retweet. Let's see. We all know. Oh, what do we all know? Always retweet and then retweet. And also, I taught putty tat. I did talk putty tat. Yes. All right, Ding's thinking 3 minutes on this move. It's going to be the greatest move ever. It won't hang a piece or anything. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I need to do it. That is correct emote.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have some kind of phallic symbol, so it's a joke in there. Squeeze a joke in there.
Why does the clock doesn't show? Because your English is terrible. Oh, yeah, we don't have a clock here. We just ask what the clock times are. That's better for everybody. What?
Well, people like the clocks.
That is correct. Yeah. They don't like the clock when it falls down. You know why? They want the clock to be erect. That's why. Ebby Johannes subscribe with Twitch Prime. That's the cheapest way to do it.
Twitchy said it sounds like a tier 4 emote.
Tier 4. That's right. It's 2203. What? What does that even mean? Who? Knight c6, forking the queen and rook, hoping Magnus doesn't see the bishop. Well, I don't know about that. I would play f6 and resign. Now, he has thought 5 minutes on this move. This move better be great. I want to see, like, better than the engine's move. Thinking 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. The time? What about the time? What you wrote made no sense. All right. Now, this is Eastern time. This is Trying to Learn's favorite time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is sponsored by Magnus XXL condoms. That is correct.
See, I would have denied that comment.
Bishop A3, pinning it up on the bubble up. There's nothing wrong with that comment.
I know you.
See, look. Bishop A3. See?
Yeah.
All right. The engine says boo, although it was saying boo earns. So the reason he did that was obviously he wants to pin that, but also he's opening up the B file for his rook and queen, so he can put pressure on this pawn later because that's a backward pawn. He's not worried about knight c3 because there's a knight on b5. Half the chat was like, doesn't this win the exchange? They don't see the knights can move backwards. But the engine likes the bishop here better than here because f4 was played. So these moves are slightly incongruous. Is that what you were thinking?
Wait, what about f4? You said
f4 and bishop a3 are incongruous. They're not.
No, before that, you said some piece is better here because f4 was played. I didn't.
Yeah, bishop's better on b2.
Oh, that.
Yeah, because you're like you're in the same.
Oh, I see.
Here and here. Why come on. Yeah. That is correct. Magnus draw. Yay. What, Magnus draw? What? Let's see. Life advice. All right. Deny. Good. 2,037 viewers ado. There's more viewers than you guys have rating points. Rawr. The more you donate, the more viewers we have. This guy likes bishop f1, which is the most illegal move, but he still likes it. So, yeah. That's correct. In this tournament, when the players think 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, using most of their time, their moves usually aren't very good. Usually when you're thinking so long, you're like, I don't know, what do I do? And you still don't know after thinking 5 minutes. This happens to me all the time. Karen can't take bishop a3, so she left. Can black play f5? Yes, he can. That's right, Trying to Learn. Magnus thought forever, then played king h7. And then he gesticulated wildly. So after the 5-minute think on bishop a3, I'm estimating it was a 5-minute think. It seemed like it. Now Magnus never moves. Very suspicious. Too much pressure. This is sort of like in 2 days when I play Eric Rosen. Too much pressure. Claptrack89 subscribed. That is correct. We need somebody to donate some subs so we get to 1900. It seems possible now. We have 1857. We can get to 1900. We have the technology. The engine says you played bad and you should feel bad. Ding's up 2.5 minutes on the clock. Yeah. Knight takes e5. Engine approved. You can take either way. Not only can you take either way, you can take a third way. Bishop takes e4. Allegedly. Trying to learn, that is correct. Yeah, you know Biden did that shit. Okay, knight takes e5.
We don't have a good candidate.
I'm going to go here. That is correct. We do not. Yeah. You want the rapist behind door number 1 or door number 2? That's your next president.
The candidates
all right.
are too erect.
Yeah, the candidates are not erect enough or too erect or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a good one. Darn.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend I'm Joe Biden the rest of the stream. Hey, Karen. Yeah. All right. Good. All right. F takes e5. It's pandemonium over here. We got the open F file. We got the open diagonal. This bishop is frankly terrible. This knight's good. We got a pin going on. And yet the engine says all zeros. F5, blocking up the bubble up. The engine says this is the most equal of positions. White has nothing. White's all talk and a badge. Wasn't a big fan of bishop a3. Do you think Naka's watching this or he's prepping? I'm going to say neither. Oh, Naka's watching the match. I thought you meant is he watching on my stream? No, he's definitely not watching my stream. He's watching, the Chess 24 stream or something. Oh yeah, Naka's watching the match. That's for sure. Blunderbuss1 subscribed. All right. So remember when he played here and I was like, he's opening up the B file? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what he did. He played rook B1. He wants to get in there. The engine says white has nothing. It doesn't care about this pawn. So the chess engine wants to move the queen away, so this is less pinned. So it's thinking queen g5, putting pressure here and here. And actually it likes black now. It says black is better. And he played queen g5. Now this pawn has some pressure on it. And this pawn has pressure. There's some checkmate that Ding is going to hang. He'll move his queen away. The knight will move away, mate, etc. So Magnus has survived the worst of it. And after some inaccurate play by Ding, mainly bishop a3, black is slightly better. Slightly, just slightly. But white has more time. And the important thing is, the longest thing that Ding had in the game was the move that wasn't very good. Karen going to complain about the Biden joke. Incorrect.
Which Biden joke?
Yeah, exactly. Who's worse, Biden, Weinstein, or Bill Cosby? I mean, not Biden. One of the last two. It's close. Yeah.
They should have stuck with Warren or Klobuchar.
Probably Weinstein.
And you don't have these problems.
But what about the other woman? Kamala. That rhymes with Hala.
Well, she was out early. She was the one I liked.
But that rhymes with Hala. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, the guy that I like, the vegan.
Yeah, but with women, you don't have all these sexual.
But he's a vegan. He's dating Rosario Dawson. You like that, right?
We need a woman in there.
You need a woman? Damn. Harsh.
And then we won't have all these.
Tulsi can still win. No, Tulsi dropped out. Go Tulsi. She's the best, Republican candidate. Cory Booker is the vegan. That is correct. Go Cory Booker. All right, so what did he do? Did he blunder yet? Rook b2. That way he's defending the mate again, right? There's not going to be any checkmate. Yeah. The engine says this is awful and that f4 is like close to winning, but because you're like breaking this up and you're attacking all these pawns, and then the bishop's going to come to life. But he played rook f7. The Engine really wanted that move to be played, so that blocks the f4 pawn. Neither player seems keen to play f. I can't do it. Neither player wants to play f4 because it thinks f4 is good because it weakens the defense of the knight. But I mean, it really does weaken all these pawns and the bishop, the pawn, the rook, the etc. So f4 was very strong last move. But yeah, I mean, Magnus wants to double up on the bubble up and play f4. And also Magnus got his rook off the f8 square. Never play bishop f8 or always play it. So the game is turning into Magnus's favor. White's play the last 5 or 6 moves has been shallow and pedantic. So this looks good for black. Black's turning it around. Turn the position around. All right, it's the Gloria Estefan attack. Also, rook here is good. He's really putting pressure everywhere. Queen e1. See, he stopped the mate so he can move his queen off of the mate. Yeah. Frankly, I don't understand this move. I don't know why he went there. Yeah. The Engine really hates White's position now. Because White can't do anything. This is a good knight, good queen. The bishop is good. f5 was a good move. He doubled up on the bubble up. Wants to sack the exchange. Always sack the exchange. He really does want to sack the exchange. After takes, rook takes, knight takes, rook takes. The e5 pawn is weak. The bishop is attacked. 2 bishops. The knight's not here anymore. That's a dangerous exchange sack. So the Engine wants to bail out, which is probably the point of queen e1. Oh, rook e2. I thought the point was to take the knight and play queen g3 and trade queens. But rook e2 is... Man, that's some passive, aggressive, except for the aggressive part. Okay, h6. Putting it in h. Giving himself some lift. Not in a big hurry. Yeah, that way if it goes takes, he's got pressure on e4. Okay, he correctly played bishop here. The bishop here wasn't doing anything anymore. There was no queen here. There was no rook here. So he put his bishop back to defend his d-pawn. What's funny is the Engine wants to play like old school Magnus and push the h-pawn, but he just played h6. So he's probably not going to play h5, h4, h3. Bishop c6 by Magnus. Yeah, I mean, Ding will be very happy to draw now, just chill and do nothing. And Magnus probably has 2 minutes less. Probably. Probably it's like 6 minutes to 4. You guys are watching, I don't know. 2,100 viewers a do. God damn. Is it 6 minutes to 4? 4:40. Magnus is ahead. God damn. 4 minutes each. Yeah, both players are getting nervous here because they both know they're going to hang mate. They're just waiting for the other guy to do it. So Magnus h6, king h8. He's not himself. He's like, no, I don't know what to do. Neither player knows what to do, so they're just chilling, waiting for the other one to blunder. So Magnus was much worse. Then he was much better. Now he's slightly better. Slightly, just slightly. Magnus had a huge time disadvantage. Now they're equal. The players are too nervous. The Engine likes knight c3, threatening this rook and this rook. So this is just a blunder, and now he's lost. This move wins an exchange. Knight here, threatens this rook, and then threatens this rook, and the g-pawn's pinned. So, actually, the Engine sort of changed its mind about knight c3. I don't know why. Let me play knight c3 and see what happens. d5 equals. Wow. Now all the pieces are hanging. I need an adult. Wow. Okay, so this is forced. I agree. And black's up an exchange, but white's threatening everything. So the Engine says this is equal. Frankly, terrible analysis by the Engine. Okay, so Magnus played, instead of knight c3, queen g6, putting his queen on the diagonal with his bishop, which is a bit suspicious, but he wants to play knight g5. Double or triple attack. Yeah, this is clearly better for black. Black has all the tricks and threats. Okay, they're repeating, which is crazy. Okay, so he played rook h3. And Magnus played queen g5, which is suspicious. Rook f3. Ding will be really, really, really happy if they repeat now. He'll be really happy. Ding will be doing cartwheels. Yeah. I want to see knight c3, d5. I insist. Come on, Magnus. Let's go. Knight c3, d5. Come on. I want to see fireworks. Who recommended the fireworks? Tough joke to get, but you can do it. You can do it, I think. Who recommended it? Now, Katy Perry.
How would I get that?
Come on.
Can
Yay, he did it.
Can you stand
Hooray. Hey, Katy Perry.
I don't know any
They
of her
got-
music
he
except
got
for
it.
Kiss the Girl.
Yay. Okay, d5, 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 d5. Come on. If he doesn't play d5, he's lost. After d5,
Yay.
all three results will happen. I guarantee all three results.
Exciting.
The more you donate, you'll get your result.
Hey, 2,300 viewers.
That is a lot. Come on, d5. The more you donate, the more you'll get your result.
Yay, viewers.
With your donation, put Magnus or Ding, and then that'll happen. If knight takes knight, bishop takes rook, and the g-pawn's pinned. You have to play. Yes! d5. All right. Now, whoever said chess was boring earlier, this isn't boring. This is not the boring world of Niels Bohr. The engine says it's all zeros. Look at this position. Are you kidding me? So Jim Morrison approved. Both sides broke on through to the other side. Yeah, this is Noob Noob's favorite position. God damn. This is crazy like Fox News. And both sides have 3 minutes left. Oh my God. Wow. This is crazy. Man, they must be going crazy on Chess 24. Svidler and Grishik are like, I'm glad I'm not playing. Yeah. Yeah, it's too complicated. This is like a two-engine game where it makes no sense and it says all zeros. So White's down the exchange, sacrificing the exchange. He's got this monster center. The f5 pawn is weak. So if you play the obvious ED, e6 is coming. This is hanging. This bishop is still here. The knight can be captured any second. If the rook goes to d2, probably black's winning.
Yeah, I was worried about that move.
Yeah. For some reason, bishop takes and queen h5, which I think has a 0% chance of being played. Queen h5? All right. That pins the rook, but still. Still. The idea is if you take this, rook d2 is annoying. I think queen h5 has a 0% chance of being played. Bishop takes b5 is, that could be played. The engine says this is equal and this is equal, otherwise White's killing it. White has a big advantage otherwise. So this is the most important position in chess history. Until the next one. A peasy, beezy, sleazy, gifted a sub. Thank you. 2,166 viewers. No, we had 2,300. All right, Magnus is thinking forever because this is too complicated. Even with the engine, I can't play well. This looks good, right? That's good. White's position looks good. I'm not saying it is good, but it looks good. We got rid of this great knight for this terrible rook. That rook was just defending and terrible, and that knight was really good. And White played, the pawns up like this. So that helped White, even though he's down the exchange. See, the thing is, it's not clear taking is a threat because rook d2 is so good, threatening the queen and mate and the bishops. Yeah, so Carlsen's thinking 2 minutes here, even though he has 2 minutes on the clock. A risky decision. Let's just see if that's going to work out. 3 minutes to 1 minute. I don't know who has 3 and who has 1. Bishop b7. Okay, bishop b7. Okay. Rook g3 is the correct move. Obviously, you want to get the rook off of this. And you attack the queen. And now, if you ever take this and I play e6, I'm attacking here. So rook here is good. The engine says White's better now. Queen h4 is forced. And the engine likes White, but it's too complicated. Even the engine's confused. e4 is one of the engine moves, confusing the audience. Right now, the engine says that's the best, but you can't trust the engine. It's too complicated. d6, killing this bishop forever, as in the game Kasparov Sting. Yeah, that bishop on b8 couldn't move. Yeah. The engine likes black, even though this bishop's trapped forever. Damn. Ding probably thought that was good to trap the bishop forever. I can't believe the engine likes black here with this bishop here. That's incredible. The engine prefers black? Wow. No human would want black here. Not Grandmaster human. You guys, I don't know. No Grandmaster wants their bishop here. Bishop e4 is reasonable. Both sides have no... Kasparov Sting, look it up. Bishop on b8 trapped. They're claiming Magnus has 30 seconds and Ding has 3 minutes. They're claiming. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they're telling the truth.
Yeah. The engine says this is equal. Although that doesn't look good. That looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bishop e4 was a good move because this bishop also isn't very good. Anyway, all three results will happen. Let's see. What did the waitress? Best sunny character. Well, crickets. I mean, come on. Uncle Matt. The waitress was the worst of those five characters.
I can't even stand the waitress.
The waitress was the worst of those five answers. Yeah, that was a terrible answer. Yeah. Magnus 33 seconds. Ding 220. Ding's position's electrifying. Yeah, not Charlie, a side character, not the main characters.
Who were the choices?
Uncle Jack, the lawyer with the big hands.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. Cricket, who's the right answer.
Obviously.
And then some other answers. The lawyer, he's good too. The lawyer's good. All right, Bishop D1, always retreat. Bishop C6, always retreat. These guys know how to play chess, right? Now the game could end bishop here if Geary was playing Geary. I'm sure Ding wants to win because Ding has a lot more time and he's got this bishop here and this pawn thing. The engine says it's equal, but any human wants white here. Both Magnus and Ding both think white's better here. They see this and they're like, all right, so rook h3, queen g5, truth hurts. The thing is, white can't do anything. White has no way to, push through. He's trying to find a way, but trying is the first step to failure. 30 seconds for black, 2 minutes for white. The engine says all zeros. The game makes no sense. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened, plus tax. Right, it's Magnus's turn to hang mate, so I don't see what the problem is. $2,200 viewers to do. The more you see, you guys aren't donating, so nothing's happening this game. As soon as you donate and put Magnus or Ding, then they'll start to win. 1 minute for white, 37 seconds for black. Queen h5 hangs mate in 1. It hangs queen g2 mate, so it's not good. Queen h5, queen g2 mate. Therefore, it's not good. So far, they're repeating. Always repeat. The game's ending in a repetition unless Magnus plays queen e4. Yeah, Magnus wants a draw. He wants to get out of here. Bishop on b8's ridiculous. All right, rook g3, the game will end in a draw. If he doesn't play rook g3, both sides will lose on time. Double forfeit. Come on, Ding. We don't want to see repetition. We want to see double forfeit. Go, Ding. Play queen f2 or something. I don't know. Something. Do something. He's probably going to play rook g3. Doesn't want to lose on time. There's a 10-second increment. Yay! He played for the win. Engine does not approve. Okay, after repeating twice, knight c3, trying to get his knight somewhere. The engine says after bishop takes d6, black is better, sacking his bishop and opening up for his rooks. Bishop takes d6, because the knight's not defending anymore. Then the rook can come in. It says black's better there. He played rook f8. That's the second best engine move. Queen f2. Now the engine likes f4 and says black is better or winning. Queen d8. The engine says that's a horrible move. It likes queen g3, although I like knight d2. I like knight e2. He wants to come in here. And Magnus keeps not doing this. He keeps not sacking and getting his pieces in. King h7. Knight f4, obviously. So he played this plan, which didn't work to Magnus either taking this or going here. But Magnus did neither one. Now the engine thinks white is close to winning. Okay? And this says that Ding just blundered. Bishop takes. Ding has to take this. And Ding is close to winning. He did it too late. But Ding blundered with that. Now it says that black is almost winning with he blundered here, Magnus. He didn't blunder. After bishop e7, you can't take the queen as I take this and you have to lose your queen.
Okay.
So he could have played bishop e7 here with this idea, but he played queen e8, which is okay. Knight takes. The engine says this is equal. Both sides have the two bishops. Black played bishop f8. Queen f5 check is correct. g6 is correct. Queen f1 is a horrible blunder, losing immediately, which he played. Black should play rook d2 here, winning, threatening g2 and b2. Just easily winning. It's just a fork. It threatens the bishop and rook g2 check and bishop g2. So the game is over after rook d2. This loses in one move. And he played bishop g7, double question mark. Bishop c2, double question mark. Rook d2 winning, and Magnus is winning. I mean, Ding just played horribly with no time on his clock. Magnus didn't play great either. Yeah, now the game is over. Magnus wins and moves on to play Hikaru tomorrow. He's the greatest player who ever lived. Yeah, the last 15 moves of that game, let's not analyze those with an engine. We're going to analyze them tonight when we do the recap. Yeah, the recap is going to say, no. Magnus wins because Ding kept missing rook d2. Yeah, terrible. All right, the game is going to be ending any second. Magnus is too good. Go Magnus. Long live Magnus. In a very suspicious Magnus Carlsen Invitational, he wins. And White resigned. Yeah, bishop c2 is pretty bad when the guy's going to play rook d2. It's sort of strange not to play rook d2 here, threatening the bishop and rook g2 and bishop g2. Jesus. And then he let him play it when it was stronger. Magnus was smart. He let him play bishop c2. Yeah, so in this position, he has to play queen c2, defending his bishop on d1 and stopping rook d2. This is still terrible for White. White's probably losing, but here is resignable. And then here he has to stop here by playing bishop c3, and he played this, and then he resigned. A horrible blunder to end it, but the end was all pretty bad. The good thing was Ding didn't take the draw Geary style. Ding played for the win. Oh, wait, he lost. But played for the win anyway. When I was about 16 years old, I was playing a GM in the New York Open, and he offered me a draw on move like 20, 25, and I declined because I was better. And I ended up losing the game like after adjournment. And Joel Benjamin said, that's good that it's okay to lose. You played on. You didn't take a draw when you were better. That's good. And then I still wish I'd taken the draw today. No. Okay, so a horrible debacle for Ding at the end. He tried bravely to win. Instead of repeating with rook g3 and all that, he got his knight to f4. Magnus could take this and be better and break through, like he did. And then here Magnus could play f4 and be better and break through. But Magnus played very timidly. And finally, when Magnus played bishop takes d6, White blundered. White should just take the bishop and then play bishop e2, and White's better. Close to winning, but better. Not winning, but better. And instead he played this terrible blunder, which opens this up. And now bishop e7, nobody's going to find. Hanging the queen because it threatens rook takes d1 check. Nobody's going to play that. Magnus's move was fine. Queen takes f5 is fine. And now he blundered queen f1 like the worst move ever. He saw rook takes bishop check, but didn't see rook d2. The sort of collinear move, but not quite. And then finally rook d2 was played, threatening everything. And then he resigned. The terrible denouement for, the Chinese player who played so well. And Magnus wins the last two games. He'll play Hikaru tomorrow, once again proving to his fans he's the greatest ever. That was the best played match I've ever seen, except for one thing. Exactly. Now, Ding should have won that match, and Nepomniachtchi should have won his match, but somehow Magnus wins all the matches. Go Magnus. Long live Magnus, etc. Mainly, etc. Two favorite players in the finals. But you ate yesterday. Let's order food. That food that you hate, let's get that.
Which food?
The one we got yesterday.
Oh yeah, I like those basil rolls.
You do? You used to say like,
They're not as good as the Thai
Yeah.
rice.
Yeah.
But they're closed.
They are?
Thai
Oh,
rice.
closed.
Maybe they're open back.
Maybe. But
Actually,
then we'll be killed. Yeah. Morphe versus Spencer is possible. What? Magnus for 1,000 years. Very good. Actually, it's for 100 years. But yeah. Rick and Morty. All right. Don't forget tomorrow the two most important things in your life. Magnus Hikaru, 10 a.m. And slightly more important, new Rick and Morty. Tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, etc. Let's see. This guy's probably like, I hate you. One of your mods banned me. I didn't type anything the whole stream. Man, harsh.
Aw.
Man, that's tough. That's harsh.
Got trying to learn his name written all over it.
I like that you got banned and didn't type anything. Yeah, that's harsh. I can't even, I don't know how to unban him.
I mean, I'm not even doing modding today.
Hey, trying to learn unban twin1_Falcon. Or, not, I don't know. I don't really care. It's just funny. I like that. I didn't say anything in the chat and I got banned. That's good. I like that. Banned is correct. If you're in the chat, we ban you. He probably banned the wrong person. That's still funny. Yeah. It's got to be trying to learn. That's how trying to learn does it. If you show up, you're banned.
God forbid if you give a donation or anything.
Then you're banned. All right, thanks for watching. I'll be back tonight to do the recap of the match and so forth. We broke 2,300 people today, if you can call them people. You can donate now if you want. We can start a train now if you want. And I'll try to unban. How do you unban like this? Is it like that?
Yeah.
All right. Probably he deserved to be banned anyway for other things that he did.
Okay.
But we, yeah.
Hey, it worked out pretty well with Frappuccino. He's been behaving pretty well.
That doesn't sound like him.
After I unbanned him.
He's not currently banned.
Hey, you're not even banned.
Maybe he got unbanned before I unbanned him. Yeah, you're not unbanned, so I can't unban you. Or you're not banned. Yeah. The current score, Magus. Go Magus. Magus 2.5. We can't even spell Carlsen right on our own stream. Come on, Moobot. Whoever programmed Moobot, spell Magnus right. Come on.
Which thing was it?
Right here. Moobot, current score, Magus 2.5.
Hey, that's trying to learn.
Obviously. Obviously. Dingus 2.5. Just write Sven. Sven 2.5. Sven own. All right, an amazing match. It was blunderful. The last game could have gone all three results. Both sides were winning. Ding had a forced draw by moving his rook back and forth. He decided to play for the win. His position was pretty reasonable, and then he blundered and lost. Frankly, terrible. Both sides with less than 30 seconds left. Didn't play perfect. But as per usual, Magnus wins again, and then some.
Go Magnus.
Yeah. No, the stream just started. You're right on time. Frankly, terrible. All right, see you guys tonight.
Bye.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I don't know. Bye.